Made my honey say, I gave her a pain, a heart, and a piccolo and a cane. Highfalutin pants, you can pick it up, you can highbrow. Highfalutin pants, you can pick it up, you can highbrow. Made a little old down, and her made a little old down, and her head went round and round. Oh, she thought I was okay, but he stepped off that train with a heart, and a piccolo and a cane.
Hi everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well on this Tuesday. Welcome to another edition of Tinfoil Tuesday. Of course, we'll be looking at all sorts of conspiracy weirdness today and debunking it, whatever. Yeah, should be a good time, except for one video that's just gonna be depressing, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Yeah, let's check out the bits messages and stuff that we got. Remember, we do bingo on Tinfoil Tuesday, so get your bingo card ready. If you want to play Conspiracy Bingo, the first winner gets a gift sub that they can either redeem from me, or if they want me to gift it to someone else, they can just let me know and I'll do that. I am, however, broke right now, so I cannot gift you a sub until I get paid on the 14th. So if you win today, I can't give it to you immediately. Things are tight. Let me see. What else? One bingo card per person. And God, there was something else. Oh, if we get to level 5 of a hype train, we'll do the tinfoil outfit to protect me from the conspiracy stuff. Sky Comet Fallen with 50 bits says, "Hi, happy Tinfoil Tuesday. I feel like shit. I think my COVID may have turned into a sinus infection or something. Kill me in Minecraft." Ooh, I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope you feel better soon. Hawthorne 723 says, "Tuesdays are the best Hannah days. Bring on the foil and have my bits." Well, thank you very much. Speedy Yoshi with 45 bits says, "This fits for Tinfoil Tuesday." Oh gosh, someone says, "Why did January 6 ringleaders disappear from the FBI's most wanted list, and why were some never on it? During the hearing, Garland refused an opportunity from Massey to put the rest of allegations that federal assets agitated people to storm the Capitol. Congrats to the FBI for orchestrating and initiating the... Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. Can someone ban Candace Owens from Twitter already? Good lord. Bumble Homestead with 100 bits says, boo capitalism. True. Kingdom Reborn says, let me know who it is and I'll take care of it. I appreciate that. MSKTB89, thanks for 7 months, says, hi Hannah, I wanted to say I have run a picture frame shop for 10 years, so when you talk about unframed posters in the background, I crack up because it's always the first thing I notice too. Keep sending people that way so the framers can get paid. Keep subscribing to the channel, and I will shill for big frame. Put your posters in frames, people. You're an adult. If you're a college student, I will accept this. If you are an adult, put your goddamn posters in frames. Big frama. You refuse? Okay, fuck you. Excommunicated. Tellurian Katrin says, hi Hannah, I posted in my work Slack about, what's Slack? Is that an app I don't know about? I posted in my work Slack, is this some wage slave joke I'm too self-employed to understand? Hi Hannah, I posted in my work Slack about playing Mario after the stream yesterday, and now 2+ people are digging out Sunshine for nostalgia. You're making waves. It's not the revolution we need, but the one we deserve. Slack is for business. Gotcha. Similar to Discord, but for business. Okay. NFTs require frames as well. Yeah, they require you frame someone for your scam before you rug pull everyone. Otherwise, you're going to get caught by the SEC. Wordplay. 59% to level 1 of the hype train. Again, we must get to level 5 if we would like to tinfoil. Kirthan says, my father just passed away this morning. Would unironically appreciate thoughts and prayers for my mom. Okay. Well, I'm sending thoughts your way. I am really, really sorry to hear that. You need to buy digital NFT frames. Oh, God. Hydrate. Does anyone want to Google Kubrick Stare? So in TV tropes, and in tropes in general, there's a thing called the Kubrick Stare. It's something that Stanley Kubrick used a lot in his work, quite effectively, where basically the villain or someone who has evil intent or is dangerous, someone that you're supposed to fear, directly spikes the lens. If you don't know what spikes the lens means, it literally means you just look directly into the camera lens, which is traditionally a no-no when you're filming anything because it breaks the fourth wall and you don't want to do that. But Kubrick did it intentionally and used it to great effect many times. So that's why people say certain people are Kubrick staring. It's a trope of being disturbed. Procagon with 100 bits says, I can't gift a sub for the rest of the week since I'm going to a Ren Fair on Saturday, but I still have some bits to throw at you. Hey, I hope you have a good time. Frost Empire, thank you for gifting a sub, 41% to level 2. Racheology with 100 bits says, foil, 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 foil. Nick says, with 45 bits, meanwhile, Bizarro Hannah buying NFTs without frames. Rosalind Faye, thanks for gifting a sub. MW1642, thanks for 100 bits. Speedy Yoshi with 55 says, just in case you don't stream tomorrow, today's my birthday. Also, Kubrick Stare. Yeah, Elmo can Kubrick Stare. That's fine. Zarek Shadow 09 with 50 bits says, well, I wish I could Eternal Sunshine that out of my head. Thanks for the nightmares I'll have of Peter's creepy stare. Radiology says, tin, 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 tin. Shady Nya, thanks for subscribing with Prime. El Minato with 50 bits says, I wonder how different Peter's life would be if he wasn't scammed. It's not his fault. Honestly, it's his parents' fault for raising him in the cult. It made him so susceptible to this stuff. It's not his fault. And I feel bad for him. Like, the tone we're gonna take with the Peter video today is different than normal. I'm not gonna be, like, dunking on it and making fun of it very much. I'm just genuinely concerned for him and his family. So we're gonna watch it. It's not good. Hello, Mr. Blast. And Broha. I don't see you in chat, but Baha said hi, Broha, so I assume you're in here somewhere. 80% to level 2. I guess while we're doing that, we could watch some short conspiracy videos from TikTok while we're waiting out the rest of this hype train. Remember, we must get to level 5. Altered Rin says, howdy, partners. Well, howdy to yourself. Radiology says, Tinfoil. I need to get a theme song for this show. 86% to level 2.
What if I told you that the universe...
1 second. Boop-a-da-bop-bop-a-doop-boop-beep.
What if I told you that the universe and everything in it could disappear instantaneously at any moment? Well, according to the false vacuum theory, this is an actual scientific hypothesis. This theory proposes that our universe is actually in a false phase state, that we are just a temporary speck. They say that the real universe is like a pot of boiling water and we are just a small bubble in that pot. And eventually this false vacuum has to pop. So everything in our visible universe could disappear in an instant with no warning whatsoever. Have fun sleeping tonight.
I sleep fine. How would I know? The universe would disappear immediately. I'd have no conception of it. I'd be gone. Subjectively speaking, it literally wouldn't matter if that's true. Hydrate. Like, no one would be around to witness it. Bumble Homestead with 100 bits says, so cute when a tinfoil lady finds family with a lovely clan of Baja Blast Mountain Dew. True. 97% to level 2. Hawthorne 723 says, I often feel really sorry for Peter. I don't know if this makes sense, but he seems lonely in a crowded room. I agree. I agree. Morok with 100 bits says, just beat Outer Worlds as a super genius scientist anarchist. Now I'm playing it as a dumbass super buff capitalist. I haven't found a game that works for me so well since Fallout New Vegas. Makes sense. Same people did it. Obsidian. Yeah, I still haven't beaten that, but I like the role-playing options a lot in that game. And the world's fun. I'm excited to see what they can do in the future with a bigger budget now that Microsoft bought Obsidian. Choking Ouroboros 87, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community and bringing us to 19% to level 4. You did not miss Peter, no. Make sure you get your bingo cards ready if that's something you're into. Speaking of which, I guess I need to clear the bingo card, don't I? Do 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 ba da da ba da ba da da. Let me see. Sorry, just clearing this off real quick. We have no bingo spaces so far. Just cleaning it off from last week. There we go. 22% to level 4. You recently played The Witcher 3, still the best RPG ever. I tried to play The Witcher 3 multiple times. I cannot get into it. I hate the combat. I hate the combat in Witcher 3. I don't care for Geralt as a character. I don't like the world. I don't know. I'm sure it's great. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. It's just not for me. It's not for me. I might check out the show sometime. I've heard it's good. But as an interactive, like, medium in a game, I'm not interested. 26% to level 4 with 3 minutes left. You hear the books are good? I've heard that too. They probably are.
Well, apparently Minecraft is set after the world ended. But first, some context. In our real-life universe, the moon orbits the Earth and the Earth orbits the sun. A YouTuber called Spamwax suggests that this isn't the case for the Minecraft universe, as the sun and the moon can be seen opposite each other when rising or setting, and the constellations move along with the moon and do not change. Which would have to mean that both the sun and the moon orbit around the Earth at the center of a sphere of stars. Which is indeed very different from our real solar system. Spelmark proposes that Minecraft is like this because it is set in a distant future wherein humans had to create a new sun after seeing their original sun begin to burn out.
I don't think Notch thought about any of this. Felix Night Owl says, shouldn't we oppose these monopolistic acquisitions? Why does Microsoft have to own everything? Amazon is doing video games now too. Fuck the oligarchs. I don't disagree, but I enjoy bread and circuses while the world comes to an end, so. Rageology with bits that I missed, I apologize, says the universe collapsing like a fart in bathwater would be at least be thematically consistent with current times. True. Very true. Marcus Drake says, ma'am, this is a video game. But that's just a theory. A game theory. Mike Bag says, look at this Darmon ripoff. Also, it has the N-word in it. Okay, I can't watch it if it has the N-word in it. Oh, no. Yikes. Yeah, I saw the first, 5 seconds of that. Someone sent it to me the other day. Probably you. Nick with 45-bit says, honestly, think these crazy game theories are fun to watch and jam to. Sure.
To do this, they found a way to blow up planet Earth and turn it into a new sun, and then move.
It's just like a weird creative writing project. It's fine. It's clearly not the intent. Am I interested in playing MMOs? Not particularly. I don't like playing online. I like solo games or co-op games. The closest I play to anything that's multiplayer is GTA Online, and I avoid every other player as much as possible in GTA Online. Brokagam, thanks for gifting 2 tier 1 subs. Humiliated Grapes, thank you for gifting a sub. And have we completed level 4? We're at 99% to level 4. I don't think I've ever seen it stuck at 99% before. Someone do something! There's only 20 seconds! Brokagam, thanks for gifting 100 subs. Completing level 4. MW1642, thank you for 100 bits. Does my GTA Online character look like me? No, I've talked about this before. I love GTA Online. I've been playing it since it came out with the same character, which unfortunately was many, many years before I came out as trans, and Rockstar doesn't let you change the gender of your character. So, my character is a dude, unfortunately. It sucks. And I don't want to start a new character because I literally have a decade worth of gameplay in it. I have almost every business in the game, the nightclub, so many vehicles, and I can't transfer them to a new character. So I'm just fucked. I'll just wait till the next GTA if they do a new version of GTA Online, and then I'll restart, I guess. There might be a mod. I play on PlayStation. I don't play on PC. I don't play PC games very often. I prefer console. I know. Ooh, you're so much better because you play games on a PC. I just prefer console games. Maria Pete, thanks for 5 months. You can't mod online anyway? Yeah, but there are custom servers people can do. 23% to level 5.
The theory goes is that there's a 9th planet deep in our solar system.
Oh, I back in my day, I remember when Planet X was the 10th planet. That damn Neil deGrasse Tyson unplanetizing Pluto?
That could collide with Earth. In 1995, a girl named...
This is Planet X Nibiru on the bingo card, which doesn't get checked off very often, so that's nice. Oh, got some kind of message. Oh god, this is so, small. Oh.
Nancy Leader claimed that she had contact with aliens and they warned her about this planet's collision with Earth. And it wasn't until 20 years later in 2015 that NASA had evidence of this Planet X. And now these aliens that are obviously credible told NASA...
No, the aliens are not credible. It's not even credible that there are aliens necessarily. 23% to level 5 with 2 minutes left.
Nancy that this was supposed to happen in the 21st century, which, if you didn't know, we're in. So now what would happen if this theory came true? Well, to be honest, we wouldn't know until it was too late. And once it collided with Earth, well,
I hate to say, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I've been losing a lot of weight recently, and I'm looking at myself in the camera, and I think if you look at the first video I ever streamed versus now, it's pretty evident I've lost weight, and I'm pretty happy about that. I'm not trying to be narcissistic. I just think, good job, me. Frost Empre says, how dare you not call me credible? Princess Amelia, thanks for gifting a sub.
I think we would all know
Hydrate.
what would happen next.
I still have a long way to go, but still. Progress is progress. KBS666, thanks for subbing at tier 1 from your Prime Gaming sub. Well, that's a shitty TikTok. No one's even talking or dancing or making me cringe. 58% to level 5 on the hype train.
Here's what Albert Einstein knew about the...
Okay. TikTokers. Fucking yikes. Here's the thing about microphones. If you have a microphone that goes in your ear like that, don't fucking hold it right here. It's too goddamn close to your mouth. They literally design them to hang down here. If you put it in your ear
universe
and hang
that
it
most people...
like you're supposed to, it's fine. If you hold it right here, you're gonna blow the goddamn mic out and hurt my ears. So stop it. Porcelain Giant, thanks for 14 months. Nemosaur Colboth, thanks for gifting a sub. 93% to level 5 with 30 seconds left. We're so close. Austin Rosenberg says, I can't believe they won't let you buy this. Oh god, what is it?
Sexual realignment used to require expensive surgery, months of hormone treatment.
Oh, it's the radio thing from GTA 5. Puka the Duca says, hope you're doing well. Maps and Mimics, thanks for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Says, happy anniversary. Thanks for the year of laughing at chuds and such. If I can have a link to my very first Kickstarter I collaborated on, it's a bunch of maps and job posters for RPG. Right on. Yeah, post the link. Procagom says, toot toot. Mike Max says, double check on the video link. It doesn't have the N-word. I thought it did due to being censored on another video. Also, here's a funny Super Sentai picture. Oh, God. Train dick.
It's years of therapy and you
Yes, we got Planet X Nibiru on the board. Hawthorne says, it's important to celebrate every victory on the weight loss journey. I work for a weight loss company in the UK. Oh, nice.
still ended up looking like a drag queen. Now you can let the woman inside.
Woo! This game did come out in like 2013, didn't it? Woo! I'm good. Nah.
people fail to realize. Yes, of course, Albert Einstein, one of the smartest people in the world.
Sky Comet Fallen says, you know you're a woman when you're forced to play a male video game character. We've all been there. It's fine. My GTA Online character I never thought of as me anyway. I roleplay, so like, he's a dick. He's murdered tens of thousands of people. He's a fucking scumbag. He's like, he's a bad dude. Sky Comet Fallen, oh, nope, read that one. Dapper Hologram, thanks for 6 months. And we're caught up. There was a link. Speaking of transitioning, this is going to be a bit of a thread, but I just found it. Oh, yes! Yes! This was sent to me. I don't remember if Baja sent this or someone else did, but this is excellent. I think Baja sent it to me. I gotta read this thread real quick because it's really funny and it is You did? Okay, thank you. It's conspiracy related. This is going to be a bit of a thread, but I just found out that some conservatives are basically feminizing themselves to treat COVID. Alright, let's see. The Frontline COVID-19 Critical Care Alliance, FLCCC, is an organization of quack doctors who advocate for ivermectin and various other ineffective treatments for COVID instead of the vaccine. Oh boy. Let's see what it says. iMask Plus, prevention and early outpatient treatment protocol for COVID-19. First line agents. It tells people to take ivermectin, which you should not do unless prescribed by a doctor, presumably for some sort of parasite. Nick says, so are we going to talk about the idiots drinking pee? Yeah, we can talk about the pee-pee people. Antiseptic, antivirals, they're telling people to take antiviral mouthwash. Oh, God. Take a close look at their second-line agents, i.e. what you're supposed to take if ivermectin doesn't ward off COVID. Spirulactone! 100 milligrams 2 times daily for 10 days. Let me be clear about something. Can you look at the dose on my Spiro? I take Spiro for my transition, okay? It's basically a T blocker. It blocks my body from, I don't know if it blocks it from producing or it just blocks it from absorbing the testosterone that it produces. Don't care. Either way, it basically blocks your body from being Okay. So this is saying spirulactone, 100 milligrams twice a day for 10 days. My doctor has me take that once a day. They're taking twice the Spiro that me, a trans woman, is taking. Good shit. Good shit. Frisia Bing, thanks for subscribing at tier 1. Isn't that dangerous? Probably. Almost certainly. Maps, in fairness, 10 days probably isn't enough to... I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to make any claims. Don't do this. Don't do this. Maps and Mimic says, here's that link. It's 90 maps and a dozen job posters. All system agnostic too. Nice. I'll take a look at that later. Raciology says, role-playing as female version of me, including making my female avatar look as much like me as possible, was instrumental in finally cracking my egg. Brockagam says, well, Hannah, do you know any trans women with COVID? True! Does this count as forced feminization? No, because they're not being forced. They're voluntarily feminizing themselves, and frankly, I'm all for it. I think if some of the people who are, especially men who are rabid at the fucking mouth about COVID, maybe a little less testosterone would do them good. Blackwing Hecate says, I mean, I'd take 200. Sure. Sure. I'm not saying no one does. I'm just saying my dose is 100. Pyromancer says, they wanted to get a head start before Biden starts the forced feminization. Blackwing Hecate says, 200 milligrams twice a day. Ooh, wow. You must have no testosterone at this point. Nice. I need to get my, balls cut off. Sky Comment Fallen says, spirulactone smells like bad weed. I say this to everyone. I'm like, smell this. Spirulactone smells like marijuana. I'm not fucking crazy. What is up with that? The first time I filled a prescription of one, I remember saying, okay, who's been smoking weed? Your weed sucks. I'm a pharmacy technician. They cite a source that shows sex-based disparity on COVID outcomes, which almost certainly is not strictly due to biological sex differences, but probably due to how men are less likely to go to the doctor until it's too late to help. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, they're so stupid. Tea with Goblin says, morning, Hannah. Isn't spirulactone the one that makes you lactate? A trans woman friend takes it and has discovered a penchant for squirting her boob milk. She's a dentist, so now I can call her Dr. Milt Teeth. Anyway, yes, that is a potential side effect. Hawthorne says, unfortunately, I can't, I've yet to be able to squirt anyone. Good defense mechanism, though, like a squid. Someone scares you and you just... Hawthorne says, I know this is a crazy idea, but maybe they could just take the vaccine, which actually has peer-reviewed studies supporting it. Nah. They're too independent for that. Blackwing Academy says, holy fuck, it does smell like weed. What the fuck? Yeah, right? I'm not crazy. Hydrate. Trans women will be intimately familiar with... I gotta retweet this because it's funny as fuck, first of all. Trans women will be intimately familiar with 2 of these medications, spirulactone and finasteride, both of which are used to suppress testosterone. These are levels comparable or even above what many trans women take. I think they should take it a step further and recommend estradiol, I never know how to pronounce it. Estradiol. Estrus. And Sissy Hypno. For science! Gearthin says, my wife's Spiro smells minty. Should I be concerned? No, it's like a minty weed smell. Some of the same people who think eating soy turns you into a girl are willingly taking T blockers, LMAO. This blew up. The main thing I wanted to say is please get boosted if you're not already. The CDC says 75.4 million doses of the booster have been administered. Only 23% of the US population. Tell your friends and family. Guy on Fox News directing people towards the site. Very funny. Yeah, don't do that. Don't take those unless they've been prescribed by a doctor or if you want to cease testosterone. But again, directed by a doctor. I take it. I think it's great. But also, I'm a trans woman, so I'm kind of going for a certain, outcome. And that outcome is rockin' titties and a fat ass. Blackwing Hecate says, if you want a wild-smelling bottle of pills, my biotin supplement is an interesting smell. All right, I'll come. We'll have a meetup and we'll just smell each other's pills. That sounds fun. Thanks, Baha. No, it does not count as forced feminization. They are not being forced. They are voluntarily feminizing themselves. Both words mean something. Forced and feminization. It can't be forced feminization if they're taking it voluntarily. Like, I'm not being forced feminized because I'm taking estrogen. I'm voluntarily taking it. Learn what words mean, people. Sky Comet Fallen says, estradiol is literally just synthetic estrogen. I take it as a cis woman because the drop in estrogen levels during my period cause migraines. Yeah. Not uncommon. Nick with 45-bit says, I recommend you don't smell metformin unless you like bad fish. Also, it's not feminizing, it's more like neutering. That's true. It's just the T blocker. They're not taking estrogen, so they're not getting extra estrogen. They're just cutting off their testosterone. So. Okay, let's get into it, I guess. Alright, so I'm a little worried about this video, but we're going to cover it. The tone of this is going to be different than the other segments I've done on Peter. I don't really want to make fun of this. And frankly, if you give me a bits message where you're like really, really making fun of him in a mean way, I'm not going to read it. So don't give me bits messages if you just tend to insult the guy. I get it. Peter's beliefs are insane. They are crazy. They are ridiculous. They are absurd. And I will point out the absurdity, but not as viciously as I typically would, because I'm legit growing concerned for Peter's mental health. It was already marginal. This video is a tipping point for me in terms of how I feel about covering Peter. Baha and I even had a discussion about this on trying to find where the line is, where it's not okay to cover him anymore, because I legitimately feel that I am watching a person slip into mental illness, and I don't mean that as a joke. I'm not doing that to insult Peter in any way, shape, or form. I'm serious. I feel like I am watching a person from last year when we started covering Peter to this year. I am watching someone sink into mental illness, and it's incredibly sad and concerning. So I really hope Peter's able to get help. I hope someone around him is able to convince him that he needs to see someone and get himself realigned with reality, but I'm kind of doubting it based on, he lives in that cult and all that. So I guess let's take a look at this and see what's going on. But first, we got a couple bits messages. Rageology says, Pill Sniffers, the new name for the official Hannah Reloaded fan club. True. And that's it. Okay. Check out the video. This is about, I guess, I know a couple months ago, Trump and his people revealed that they were going to merge some company with another company, and they're starting a social media platform that Trump was going to be a part of. And it comes out in February, I guess, and Peter's going to talk about that. When did I last talk to Peter one-on-one? Like, actually talk to him? The last time we did a discussion on stream, which was quite a while ago. I emailed him a little bit ago, but I'm not doing that anymore. No contact. Unless he makes an incredible recovery. I really wish... Wouldn't it be so nice if someday I could do a video with Peter where he's come out of all of this and, like, realigned himself with reality and he just wants to talk about how he got sucked into conspiracy stuff? It'd be nice, but I'm kind of doubting it.
Get your popcorn out, folks, because you're in for show. So, Team Satan thinks that if they dox me, attack my family, make videos attacking me, make news stories attacking me, and demonetize me left and right in every single angle possible, even though I follow all the rules, that I'll stop. Wrong. I'm going harder and stronger in developing another channel on vaccine damage to help people heal, and I am going to go even harder.
Okay, so that's a lot just in, like, the first 26 seconds. So Peter is accusing people of attacking his family, doxing him, writing news stories about him. I have no idea where his comment about news stories is about. Demonetizing him, which it wouldn't surprise me if YouTube has him demonetized, but that's not some evil plan that someone's targeting Peter. It's because Peter talks about anti-vax stuff and, like, QAnon stuff. That's why he gets demonetized. That's not specifically for him. YouTube just doesn't want that stuff on their platform. He seems to think he's being directly targeted by an evil satanic cabal. This is where it goes from typical QAnon stuff to personal persecution delusions, and this concerns me.
In support of Trump, starting with this. So, what's this optimistic Trump message about? Well, what's in the news? Durham's going after Hillary. That's exciting, but not as exciting as something else. There's also a bunch of Democrats who are not seeking re-election, and that's really exciting, but not as exciting as something else. And then you have other news stories of things happening here and there, like Fauci and Bill Gates being sued for genocide.
Yeah, that's not gonna go anywhere. Muddy said, like, anyone can sue anyone for anything. I haven't even heard of this, but if someone filed a lawsuit somewhere trying to sue Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci for, quote, genocide? No, Peter, that's not gonna happen. That's not even in the vicinity of reality. Muddy with 45-bit says, "Oh no, Peter, I may have joined at the perfect time. Also, this is the perfect way to celebrate my first book milestone. Finally finished the first 20 pages. Writing books is hard. Trademark. I hope your writing goes well." Nick says, "Can one of these Democrats please be Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema?" P-Meal with 1,000-bit says, "I'm concerned that a lot of right-wing folks are suffering mental health breakdowns and how they'll act on them. I hope things improve, but I don't know how. Also, thank you for your motivation the other day." Thank you for the bits. And yeah, I agree on the mental health thing. I don't think this ends well for a lot of them or the country as a whole. It's not good. Blackwing Hecate says, "Thinking everything is about you like that is literally one of the symptoms of schizophrenia." Yeah.
That's exciting, but not as exciting as truth.
Altered Rin says, "I'm now announcing that I'll be suing Hannah for making all the dinosaurs go extinct. And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids. We're better off without them, honestly. They kind of sucked."
Social, which is being released in February. Now, let me explain that for a second.
Oh yeah, he seems incredibly manic. He's like, yeah, I agree.
Trump is in the middle of a huge war. I wouldn't say he's the commander, but he and Team Trump, Team God.
Reminder, Peter believes that Trump is being led by extraterrestrial aliens in order to fight satanic... to fight satanic evil people. And he genuinely believes this. MN Broodwitch, thanks for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Says, we're going streaking. Death Guard Elite says, my dad told my brother, my sister, and their friend COVID isn't real today. Had no clue how to respond. Yeah, that's not good. COVID is real. My booster shot is scheduled for Friday. Please get yours.
We are in a gigantic war right now, and because we have the numbers, what that means is that the war has to be won with information. That's the only way to go about it. You can't just nuke the whole world, right? You have...
Was that on the table, Peter? Do you think nuking the planet was ever on the table? Also, Peter apparently thinks the vast majority of the global population likes Trump and also wants him to come and take over the world with aliens, because he just said the numbers are on his side. Peter, not even a majority of Americans wanted Trump to be president either time. He lost the popular vote twice, and he lost the Electoral College in the most recent election. I know you love Trump. Other people don't. Felix Night Owl says, Marianne Williamson is rumored to primary Biden. I like her more than Biden, but she seems a little ditzy in a way. Kind of scatterbrained like Sarah Palin, only she's on the right side. The spiritualism stuff she talks about is cringe, too. What do you think of her? Marianne Williamson. Why can't I remember her? Marianne Williamson. She's not the orb lady, is she? Was she the orb lady? No, fuck orb lady. Are you kidding me? Death Guard Elite says, I had 2 Pfizer and the Moderna as a booster. My siblings and parents, though, refused to have the vaccine. At least you were able to protect yourself. That's all you can do. Continue to try and convince them, but, like, thank you for getting vaccinated. Elminato says, Peter's right. Nuke the planet. Deathclaw deaths are quicker.
have to trick everyone with information. And so because of that, Trump is preparing his most powerful weapon he's ever had, Truth Social, which according to apparently there's a release date that came out on the app, on the App Store, the Apple App Store, saying that it's being released on February 21st. Will it be released on that day? Because it's not official. Maybe. Will it be released before, after? Could be, you know, never know. But here's the important thing that I think a lot of people would be excited about. Truth Social is going to balloon into one of the biggest companies in the world, and it's going to give Trump and Team God so much freaking power that nothing's going to stop us after that. Sure, bad stuff's happening. There's a little bit of good stuff, but a lot of bad stuff's happening. But guess what? Once Truth Social comes, it's over, because the truth wins, and the truth is about to be magnified times 1 billion, and we're about to absolutely start winning so much that you're gonna...
How does it give them power? Peter's under the impression that if Trump can get his message out there, that he will convince everyone on Earth, or at least enough people on Earth, of the QAnon stuff, even though Trump has never officially endorsed any of the QAnon stuff. Peter believes Trump will basically rally the troops and fight the satanic cabal. Oh, I forgot to put on all my tinfoil stuff. Shit. I'll do that while this is going, sorry. Nick says, Truth is going to be overrun with sonic inflation. I don't know what that means.
You're going to be tired of winning. So that's how I feel. I do think, you know...
Oh, like sonic inflation fetish stuff? Yeah, probably. Oh, it muted, sorry.
This 2021 was not my favorite year, I'll put it that way. And I thought stuff would happen that didn't happen. And I thought stuff would happen that did happen. But it didn't meet my expectations, not even close. And that's why I'm kind of like bummed about it, but it doesn't matter because Truth Social is the most important thing. So let me explain why.
Let me remind you, I don't know how many Peters, I don't know how many videos I've done on Peter in 2021 in terms of all the conspiracy stuff he believes, but I covered him a lot. And I covered him a lot because he made a lot of predictions. And those predictions all year last year went wrong. They didn't come true. The Arizona audit, the various dates he thought Trump was going to show up like Jesus returning from the dead, all sorts of stuff. He thought Biden wasn't really the president and that he was in a fake White House, all sorts of stuff that we debunked, that were debunked just by time going by, etc., etc. So Peter had a really bad year. He did nothing but get proven wrong in his fundamental worldview for a whole year. It's not good for your mental health. And unfortunately, instead of changing his views, he's just digging down deeper. Historically, not a great strategy for your mental health. Melody the Scorpio, thanks for 4 months, says, 4 months into the stream, baby. Hope all is well with you, Baha, and your cat children, as well as chat. Hope everyone is well. By the way, what should the baby shower theme be? Star Trek. Muddy says, and then a rainbow gay dragon will hatch from the moon, and I don't know, make a totally flat earth round or something. This is something he'd believe if Trump said it, right? Possibly. Quite possibly.
Truth Social is a social media platform, but the company is going to turn into a Twitter, what I hear, a streaming platform, a YouTube, and it's going to turn into... Basically, it's going to compete against like Twitter, YouTube, Netflix, Facebook. It's going to take...
Any website that tried to do all those things would do none of them well, and it would be a disaster. Have you ever heard the term jack of all trades, master of none? That doesn't apply here. You can't be Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch all in one and expect your service to be any good. That's not how it works. Is this another Mike Pillow website? Oh, don't worry. Peter has a justification now for why Mike Pillow's website was absolute dog shit, and he lied about everything that was going to be in it. Guess what the justification is, folks? It's pretty dumb.
On big tech. And what's super exciting about this is that without censorship...
Nick says, one world government bad, one world corporation good. And not only that, but the corporation is run at least partially by Donald Trump, who Peter wants to be the king of the world. So it's also a one world government, basically. El Monado says, take it slow at first, how the site does against, say, a Tumblr or a pillow fort.
Truth will reign. And that is the most powerful thing. Basically, in an information war, where literally the one thing that determines who will win is truth, who can get their truth out there in this information war, Trump's Truth Social is just the beginning of the biggest, most powerful information tool or weapon, as I guess you could say, ever created. And it's absolutely going to take over. You can bet I'm going to be on there making videos like crazy. And I'm really excited about it because this gives Team Trump immense power. And I think a lot of the people on Team Satan are just panicking right now. And so that's really exciting because they took a lot of power away from Trump. And of course that...
So Peter's apparently... Does he still think Trump controls the military through Space Force? I'm not exactly clear at this point what he believes in terms of that. At one point, I know he thought that Trump still had control over Space Force, which again is the smallest branch of the armed forces at a little under 5,000 members the last time I checked. And again, the vast majority are people who just keep track of the satellites. They're IT people, and I'm sure they have better titles than that. Not that there's anything wrong with being an IT person, I just mean they're like engineers for satellites and basically the entire telecommunications network for the rest of the armed forces, to my understanding. So it's an important job in the military. But Peter thinks they have, like, X-Wings and, like, actual fighter spaceships that they go into space with that they got from aliens, which they don't have. Yeah. Rather Than Day says, met family a few days ago and my anti-vax cousin pinched at my nose to pull my mask off while he was going in for a hug, even when I said no to being touched, and kept picking me up the entire time. Yeah. Excited to get out of Florida and back to Massachusetts tomorrow. Anyway, sorry for a long message here. My boys with flower hats. Oh my god, some people are such fucking assholes. If you don't want to be touched, you don't want to be touched. even before COVID, my dad had that problem too. Like, I'd constantly be like, he was a bad guy, and he was like an abusive, alcoholic asshole. And I'd be like, I do not want you to touch me. Do not touch me. But he'd constantly be trying to fucking touch me. Like he thought he had a right to. It was so annoying. Hydrate.
Lessened his ability to fight for us. But he's still been fighting. He still has a lot of power. But True Social is like giving Thor his hammer. Like, now is GG. Game over. We are going to win. So I'm...
Peter, do you understand that in the context of what you're saying, the Avengers would be fighting your team because the Avengers are good guys and you want to take over the Earth unilaterally with aliens? Like, Trump is literally Loki in the scenario you've painted. Thor beat up Loki. I mean, the Hulk beat up Loki, but you know what I'm saying. Felix Night Owl says, the full quote, Hannah, is, Jack of all trades, the master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So Peter's right. Truth is going to take over the world. We're all going to jail. Sell all stocks now. Kiss the family goodbye. Bury your jewels. Set the chickens free.
I'm super excited about it. February is Christmas to me. That is a big event. I'm so excited about it. And I think you guys should be excited about it too. The way I see it, if True Social does get released, like on February 21st, that is Christmas. That is get your popcorn out. Trump is going to drop so many truth bombs. The truth is going to accelerate so fast, they're not going to know what hit them. Because this is absolutely going to bulldoze right over Team Satan. And we are going to win. Team God is going to win over and over again. The truth is going to spread like crazy. A bunch of this brainwashing.
On the one hand, that website, if it, legal coup. Is that on the bingo card? I don't think he said that. He didn't say anything about a coup, so I'm gonna say no. What was I gonna say? It'll be a lot of if the website actually has functionality, unlike Mike Pillow's site, and I do think if Trump's an idiot, but I also think he knows that it needs functionality, or at least the people around him do. So many right-wing media sites have popped up in the last few years, social media sites like Mike Pillow's attempt that have been so bad. The one that Trump actually signs his name to, I gotta imagine people actually want to function at least a little bit. So, at minimum, it's gonna be like Twitter, probably. It'll just be rip-off Twitter, because Trump likes Twitter. I don't know if it'll actually have, like, video uploading, because like YouTube or something like Twitch, the amount of server space it takes to hold on to videos that people upload and just keep them there to serve to people when they want to click on the videos is absurd, and no company can just do that nowadays as a startup, because like thousands of hours of video get uploaded to YouTube every second, and even though this would be a smaller version of that, it's difficult to do. Look at something even like BitChute. It runs like shit. BitChute's awful, and the only thing they do is host videos. Imagine if they were trying to do that on top of being a Facebook, Twitter streaming platform. Not good. So either way, I'm interested to see what happens, but it would be pretty funny if it was a complete disaster. And yeah, Peter seems to think there's going to be no moderation. I kind of doubt that. Like, Trump wouldn't even let people with Q merchandise in his rallies. What's Peter gonna do if he gets banned from Trump's social media site for posting Q stuff? He's not gonna have a good time.
Not all, because some people are gonna be mentally brainwashed forever, but the True Social is gonna just wipe away so many lies, reprogram so many people, save so many lives, wake up. True Social is the Great Awakening, like the most important aspect of it, in my opinion, because
I was talking to this again with Baja last night. I'm not even gonna say that. No, never mind.
The Great Awakening, people have been waking up left and right. Yes, that's true. But once True Social comes out,
I just feel really bad for Peter and his family, because even though I've only talked to Peter a couple of times, like face-to-face, in camera, of course, face-to-face as much as we do, you know, during COVID. Who's calling me? Oh, spam. Even though I've only talked to Peter a couple times, I feel personally involved at this point, and if anything happens to Peter or his family, I'm gonna feel so fucking shit. Seriously. I'm really worried about him. I'm really worried about his family.
I'm not exaggerating. It's going to be the truth, and the Great Awakening is going to accelerate like this. Like, this is the Great Awakening right now, right? And this is what happens when True Social comes out. Exponentially. We are going to be so successful. We're going to win so much. It's going to happen so fast. And that's important because with elections coming up this year, Trump's, I guess you could say, powerful chess moves need to be swift, and need to be powerful, and they need to pack a punch so that we can save the world. And so that's what's going to happen. I see True Social as the turning.
And I don't mean to worry, I'm not, but like Peter has a Great Awakening account, and he had a post from like, assuming this is his account, I'm not saying it definitely is, but based on his posts about debating me, it appears to be Peter. He had a post like some months ago where someone was talking about owning guns, and he was like, yeah, I'm armed to the teeth. That was the quote. And I'm worried about him, and I'm worried about his family, and
turning point where all of a sudden people are going to be a lot more optimistic. And you know what? I get it. You know, like, people are stressed. A lot of people are stressed, and
yeah, and that same account was looking for ivermectin because that poster, who may or may not be Peter, was looking for ivermectin for himself and his children. Tucker White says, damn it, Hannah, don't just hang up on calls. How else will Vanessa from Dealer Service relay to you that your warranty is expired?
And I'm telling you guys now, True Social, that is your antidepressant. That is your cheer up point. That is your Christmas. That is your excitement. That is the beginning of the end for them. And I know it's hard to see sometimes how we're winning, but trust me, when True Social comes out, that is going to, that is the big
goalpost shifting on the bingo card.
Big deal. Like, Hillary Clinton, they're going after Clinton, not a big deal. That we're about to take over the house.
Tucker White says, I joined late. What the fuck is True Social? It's the social media site that Trump is actually a part of. He one of his companies is merging with a different company that's already publicly traded, and they're opening some kind of social media site in February, I guess.
House, because so many Democrats are not seeking re-election, not a big deal. Gates and Fauci being sued into oblivion for genocide, not a big deal. The big deal is True Social, and I think a lot of people are not really focusing on it from the perspective of how big it is. Like, it is literally going to give Trump the big bazooka information tool that allows him to accelerate his winning space, so much so that even the Democrats will be like, oh yeah, he's winning now. Yeah, he's got power now. Yeah, the truth's getting out now. Like, it gives Team Trump, Team God so much power. And so that's when I'm really gonna see tides turning. That's when you guys are gonna see tides turning. That is when it's all gonna get better. So I'm very excited about it. I cannot wait. I'm just like, when's February, because it's just gonna be so great. So be excited, guys. That is the big news story. Whether people want to be talking about it or not, I know no one's talking about it on the Republican side, and I'm telling you guys, it's big. Now, the reason I initially got famous on YouTube is I made a video.
He has 2,000 subscribers. He has 2,020 something subscribers. Famous on YouTube. Tucker White says, wait, I'm confused. I thought the Chuds hated Trump after his vaccine comments. Peter doesn't, because Peter thinks Trump is playing 5D chess. Oh yeah, did he do a confidence interval thing? Did he say a percentage? I missed it if he did. Sorry, I'm just sad about Peter now.
Video about how
Bay Cop says, this feels like a new season of Peter Conspiracy. Has he abandoned all his old theories? Seems like it. Half of those subs are from this group. Me, and I think Surus has covered him at least once. Jake covered him. You didn't hear a percent? Okay.
how there was Team Trump talking about this big tool that was going to be created that was going to help win this information.
Oh yeah, Dex Rex has as well. Dex Rex makes really good edits of different like conspiracy stuff and not just conspiracy stuff, but right wing. We've looked at some of the Dex Rex edits before. Nick with 45-bit says, yeah, Rin did as well. Nick says, Peter Conspiracy is starting to suffer from Cerberus syndrome, IMO. What's Cerberus syndrome? Someone explain.
War, and I made a video saying like, oh, I think the tool is, you know, Starlink, and that is...
We'll do something fun after this one, by the way, guys. I know this one's like depressing and sad, but...
gonna be combined with like...
Cerberus syndrome, let's see. A tone shift towards dramedy over the course of a comedy series run coined by Eric Burns on the now-dead webcomic review blog Websnark after the process undergone by the print comic Cerberus the Aardvark. It's any story series which starts out light, episodic, and comedic and then assumes dramatic elements in a more coherent continuity. It chiefly occurs in works where parts have been broadcast published before other parts have been written, as that means the older parts can't be revised into conformity. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Some technology that Trump has, it's going to help him win the election.
Felix Night Owl says, I'm an atheist, but can't see how this could be offensive to, I'm an atheist, but can't he see how this could be offensive to the plethora of other political views that disagree with him, that also say that God is on their team? Why does he think that he can co-opt God and claim his position? It's pretty easy considering his background. He's in a church that does that all the time, so it's just normal to him.
And all stuff like that, and some people are like, oh.
Again, Peter's in like a cult church. It's a gun cult. Literally, if you search gun cult on Google, his church comes up. Oh, maybe it does. Wait, no, sorry. Gun culture or gun cult. Yeah, this is Peter's church. When you search gun cult, this is them. This is his church. They wear crowns and take their guns to church and worship them, or worship with them, I should say. This is the leader of Peter's church. He calls himself, I think, like a king or something. Farquad67, thanks for 5 months. Yeah, not normal. They wear bullet crowns. Peter and I, at one point, when Peter was still talking to me, had a wager that if Trump wasn't in, I think by the end of 2021, that he would get me a bullet crown, because I wanted one really bad as a souvenir. I don't think I'll be getting the bullet crown.
Oh, he's a genius, and then they started sharing my video, and it blew up, got like almost 250,000 views, and that's actually where my, I guess you could say, YouTube...
Yeah, they're an offshoot of the Moonies. The son of one of the sons of the original guy who led the Moonies in, I think, South Korea, moved to the United States and started his own cult.
Fame came, but that was not correct. The information tool that Trump has been prepping for years and years and years is...
He wears, it's not in frame right now, but he has a medallion that bears their symbol that he wears in most of his videos.
Truth Social. So buy your Dwack stack. Sorry, stack. Buy your...
Tucker White says, oh, sweet Jesus, I've seen D&D LARPers that weren't as dorky as that church. Yeah.
Dwack stock. It's the stock in the new media company that's, you know, going to be Truth Social. It's going to encompass a whole bunch of other different things that take on big tech. Buy the stock now, because next month it's going to absolutely explode. And it's probably...
Yeah, he wears they have a special camo. Baja pointed out they have a special camo pattern that's the cult commissioned. That's like, it's camo, but all the patterns are guns on the thing, and Peter wears a jacket of it sometimes.
Going to be attacked too, but it's...
The jacket and the medallion are actually how we first discovered through research that he was part of the cult, because we were like, what is that symbol on his necklace? And we were able to figure that out.
It's going to explode because this company is already worth billions and billions of dollars, and nothing's out yet. So imagine how big it's going to be once there's a product release and it
Peter, what if the product releases and it's bad, and then everyone dumps their stock, and then you're left holding the bag? Because Peter, in this video, if he didn't already, I believe he claims that he has bought stock in this company. Again, to my knowledge, Peter is not employed. His wife is, and that's fine. I'm not one for, like, traditional gender roles, as you can imagine. If he's a stay-at-home dad, that's great for him. But I also know Peter, based on what he discusses on his channel, is short money. We all get that way sometimes. I'm also short money right now. But the fact that he's buying stock in Donald Trump's social media company when he probably can't afford it, it's not great. It's not good, especially considering he's probably going to hold on to it until its value drops super low, because he's going to keep thinking, oh my god, it's going to go up, it's going to go up. And maybe I'm wrong. There are a lot of people who are fans of Donald Trump. Maybe the media site will come out, and it'll be very popular amongst them, and it'll have good accessibility and good functionality. If so, I'm happy for Peter. I want his kids to have whatever they need, right? If he can make money, I'm happy for him. I don't think that's going to happen, though.
It accelerates. Everyone who is good, who has a righteous heart.
Nick says, that sounds like financial advice, Peter. What was that phrase we learned yesterday during the Cryptoland scheme? Stream. Baha says, Peter doesn't know how to use protective language at all. He should say he's not giving financial advice if he's recommending stocks. Correct. Nothing I say is financial advice, by the way, or legal advice, or advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, much like Fox News. Princess Amelia says, I can imagine showing people from many European nations footage of a gun cult as part of a real or fake thing, and more than half of them would guess fake. Dr. White says, wait, it's worth billions of dollars, but nothing's up yet? Yeah, this doesn't have scam written all over it. Feels very pump and dump to me, in my opinion. Moira Soma says, it's really funny and a bit sad, but Peter thinks I'm his sister because his sister is named Moira. I've told him it's not even my real name, but he really thinks I'm her, apparently. She's very critical of him and laughs at his conspiracy theories just like I do. Hydrate. Well, that's sad.
Hard, and even some people who don't are gonna jump right on True Social, and it's gonna accelerate so fast. Like, honestly, like I
really wish, because I know some of his siblings are not in the cult. They're, to my knowledge, reasonable people, at least more reasonable. I don't know if we'd agree politically or on anything, but they're not like Peter. And I really wish some of them could get him help. He needs help. Scary. Tea with Goblin says, remember that episode of Futurama where Fry's dog waits for him to come back every day and eventually dies and is found 1,000 years later as sad, mummified husk? Yeah, that's going to be Peter still holding out hope that his orange master will return someday, and then there's a weepy face. It's a good episode of the show, though.
Don't think that we will be able to keep up with the demand. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And I think what happened with Frank's speech is that it was a trap/test, because I was very excited about Frank's speech. I invested like a couple $100 making a really fancy intro, and I was gonna post all my videos on Frank's speech. Sorry.
You spent a couple $100 on an intro specifically for Frank's speech before it even came out?
And it never materialized. But then I realized what happened.
A reminder, Frank's speech was the My Pillow guy, Mike Pillow's social media site that isn't a social media site at all when it came out. It's just a place for him to post his own videos and articles and stuff. He was just lying about what it was the whole time.
Had happened, because I thought it was like, oh, Mike Lindell, he failed, something like that. That's not what happened.
I don't like how close he gets to the camera now.
It was a test and also a trap. Why was it a trap? Because Trump used all the information of the tax on Frank's speech and gathered all that information on how they attacked Mike Lindell, and is he going to use it for Truth Social?
Peter, none of that explains anything. Mike Lindell's site, I don't know if it was actually DDoS'd or not. I don't really care if it was. Excuse me. But that has nothing to do with the fact that he clearly lied to you about the functionality. A site getting DDoS'd does not mean it loses all functionality. There was literally no social media functionality. Like, what?
And it was a test because now we know all the different ways, especially Team Trump knows all different ways that his social media platform is going to be attacked. So it was a trap. We're like, oh, look. Hey, Team Trump was like, hey, look, there's a new social media company to take on Facebook. It's going to be really big, blah, 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 blah. It was never intended to exist.
I don't think Team Trump ever did that. Mike Lindell did that, but Mike Lindell is like a C-tier Trump hanger-on at best. Tucker White says, yeah, let me translate what the subtext of Peter's video is.
Impression. I'm a tool. I'm a tool. I'm a tool.
In my opinion, I think it was all about collecting data, baiting the deep state into attacking it in every single way. So now when Truth Social is released, oh man, they know about the DDoS attacks. They know about the slandering, all the, internet stuff. And
Peter, sites had been DDoS'd prior to Frank's speech, right? Like, we didn't learn about DDoS attacks from the launch of Frank's speech. Anyone launching a website, especially a divisive website, would know if they had competent IT people and back-end people working on it that they need to have some sort of protection against DDoS attacks, even if it's literally just a splash page that makes you click I'm not a robot. Like, what? Cult of Cautious Optimism says, this is just sad. It's like watching someone fall into a pit trap, crawling out and stepping into an even bigger pit trap. Yeah. Lily Love Stuff says, so Peter just makes me sad. His behavior reminds me so much of my mother's. As I've mentioned, she was in a cult, though joined as an adult, and now she is COVID-denying Trump supporter. But I still feel glad that my siblings who grew up in that cult came out with critical thinking skills. That's good. No, that wouldn't count as false flag. Overthought says, does he think cyber attacks can be stopped with virtual glue traps and now there are no more since they've been caught? I don't know. I really don't. Isn't there, no real defense against DDoS attacks? I don't know. I don't know IT things. I don't know network things. You'd have to ask someone who knows.
Ways that they can attack it, and they'll be prepped and ready to rock. So
I'll do a bingo check after the video. Not a ton has been ticked off, but
go for it. You think you guys can take down Truth Social, Team Satan? It's not going to happen because Team God wins. And think about it at the end of the day. When God, the most powerful being in all of existence, is on our side, winning's guaranteed. Now, I know you're going to say in the past, good guys have lost many times. And that's true. But in the biggest, most important war in all of human history, you can bet that God is going to give the good guys the tools to win. So I'm very excited.
Why do you assume you're the good guys, Peter? Zealous55 says, I know you don't feel this way, but as someone who has watched you for well over a year now, I truly appreciate your kindness and compassion. Just thanks, Hannah. Baja is lucky to have you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
About this, guys, I think...
Oof. Tiz197 says, I don't know, his son didn't win against the Romans. Burn.
You guys got to be very excited about it. And so... that is the big deal. That is the big news story that you guys just got to get excited about because it's a big, big deal. Mark my words. Truth Social will be the turning point. It'll blow up and truth will be magnified. It'll be like a beam wakening up the whole world. So
wakening up the whole world. Blackwing Hecate says, DDoS attacks can't really be stopped. You just have to hope you have enough bandwidth to weather it. Signed, your local trans IT cat girl. Thank you.
This is really exciting.
See, this is why I'm glad my chat is full of so many lovely trans people. Very high population density of very high per capita rate of IT people to help me when I have questions about computers.
I'm going to be having a channel there called Health Sanctuary Family, which was my original channel. And I'll start it on Rumble right now. But basically, I'm going to have one channel where I talk about exciting Trump news and, you know, how I'm an optimistic Trump supporter, like this video. And also, I'm going to develop a vaccine damage channel because at the end of the day, I do want to help people. And while boosting everyone's optimism and excitement is great,
he's going to give a lot of medical misinformation. I guarantee it. Blackwing Hecate says you can deflect them, kinda, but that can be overwhelmed. Marcus Drake says, is it bad to find the most painful part of this video that the metaphors and sound effects? Yeah.
Because I'm trying to help with all anxiety and mental damage, psychological damage that a lot of...
Ultra says how I see Peter when he talks about what's going to happen.
Have you ever had a dreams that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Good righteous Republicans or Trump supporters have experienced. That's what this channel was really about. But worse than that is, you know, people who have been hurt physically by these things that have been happening to them. So I really hope that these two channels combined can heal people's minds and bodies. I am a healer at the end of the day. I'm Peter the Healer. That was one of my, I guess, nicknames I was going for. Now I'm the optimistic Trump supporter.
Peter, you can't give yourself a nickname. Blackwing Hecate says, insert the Mitchell and Webb look clip. Hans, are we the baddies? Yeah, he does think you can catch the vaccine from other people. It's a conspiracy theory that a lot of the Q people believe in. They call it vaccine shedding. Not a thing. Not a thing at all.
I guess you could say. But I am a healer at the end of the day, and so to work on healing people's minds and bodies is going to be very fulfilling, and wish me luck. Hopefully it works out and I can help a lot of people, and that'll be the most fulfilling job ever. And if it doesn't make money, whatever. I don't care at this point because I've put so much into this project and I haven't taken any salary, and I don't care. They think I'm running on money, and as soon as the money disappears, they shut that down. I'll just be like, all right, I'm closing shop. No. I'm going harder, stronger, faster, bigger, better, and I'm going to win with Team Trump, and I know you guys are going to want to join. So, be excited, guys. Peter the Healer, optimistic Trump supporter. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. And True Social is going to be huge. And winning, I know how you guys feel. Not as amazing as I want you to, but you will. Come February. So be excited, guys. The tides are turning. Trump has been winning all along, but like visually, like if you look around, it looks like the other guys are winning. But visually, like if you look at the news and everything like that, that's the tides are going to turn on that side, so that you will actually be able to see through the news and hear through what everyone's saying. There are going to be a huge agreement that as soon as True Social came out, boom, Trump had the power. He used it for good, and then that was the turning point in history where everything started getting better exponentially. So I'm very excited.
Bay Cop says, wait, time out. So they think if I get the vaccine, they'll become vaccinated too if I sneeze on them? Yes, they think that. Incorrectly. Wouldn't it be convenient if that's how vaccines worked? But they don't. Not like that. Please go get vaccinated. I'm getting my booster on Friday. It's sad, too, because, like, Peter, inside of Peter, he wants to help people. He really does. He's just incredibly misguided on what it takes to help people and what skills he has and what knowledge he has in order to help people. Not to mention, he thinks that authoritarianism and taking over the world with Donald Trump would help people. It's sad. Devious Shilster says, you know, Peter to me feels like a feral cat we've adopted. We let him in the house a couple times, but mostly he just sits and screams atop the fence outside. But the moment his screams stop, we're all worried that something bad happened. We want to help the poor thing, but he just keeps screaming and won't listen to a word you say. Narnandia Owl says, and yet, at the same time, they also blame getting COVID on their vaccinated relatives. Yeah. Yep.
Excited about it. Hope you guys are excited about it. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and be excited because Peter the Healer, optimistic Trump supporter, I'm going to get bigger, better, stronger, faster, smarter, and more motivated, more passionate, because I'm going to make sure that all these attacks make me stronger. I have never been stronger, smarter, faster, more intelligent, and I'm going to fight peacefully with technology to support Trump till the very end. God's watching. Aliens are watching. Angels are watching. Every single being you can think of, other than, I guess, some aliens off in some other planets, are watching.
That's the weirdest qualification on a statement I've ever heard. Tucker White says, well, that's the kind of stupid that's just depressing to watch, so to balance it out, here's some stupid that makes you laugh. No, I'm not watching PragerU. Wait, was it one of the parody ones? Nope, that's a real one.
There's so much watching going on right now, and they're saying which sides are people taking. Are you remaining neutral, which is not good? Are you joining the bad guys, or are you joining the good guys? Team Trump, Team Trump, Team God. And is that, did you do, when it was the turning point in history, when Trump needed help, did you do the right thing at the end of the day? Can't edit this video. I don't have time. I've been working on this new Healing Body Project channel, so I don't have time to edit videos anymore. Hope you guys understand. God bless you guys. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you for that one person who has been donating. That's been my sole way of keeping this project alive right now financially. So,
didn't you just say you're not in this for the money, but a person donating to you is the only reason you're still going? What?
Really appreciate it. And I'm gonna...
Yeah, one person. I wonder how many people are donating to my Patreon. And this isn't even counting, like... This isn't even counting, like, let's see. I have 83 patrons. Thank you, patrons, by the way. We will be doing the Patronling live show this Sunday, the 16th. Unless I have side effects from getting my booster. If there are, I'll let you guys know. But we should be doing the Patronling live show this Sunday. So keep an eye out for the links on Patreon. Tucker White 94 says, how is there still 2 minutes left? What else does Peter have left to say? I don't know.
I'm going to be building up my website, healthsanctuaryfamily.com. It's going to be huge, and that's going to be the healing body side of helping the world heal. So thank you guys. I hope that you guys like this video. You're very excited, and that you guys feel blessed because we live in a wonderful time. It's all going to be amazing. It's all going to be better. And I'm going to do my best to help Trump and help heal the world, because that is what needs to happen right now. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I go on and on and on, but God bless you guys for supporting me and being okay with the fact that this video is not edited, and you know there are other things that are not perfect about my channel, but I really appreciate it. I'm very humbled, and honestly, like the fact that I get so many attacks when we have 2,000 subscribers, I think that tells me something. They're threatened, and they should be, because I am gonna have a big impact on the world, way more than I have, and I'm going to heal a heck of a lot of people, and nobody can stop me. I'm going
megalomaniacal, not even like he clearly wants to do something and help people so badly that he's willing to buy into this whole narrative of Trump and aliens and angels coming to help him and uplift him to be like a savior of the world, to help him heal other people. And I don't know if that belies, this is just speculation, I'm not making any claims about him, I'm not judging him, I'm just, does this belie a feeling that he has of insignificance, or that he hasn't done enough with his life? I don't know, but it feels like he's jerking super far in the other direction and overcompensating to just a really destructive level for himself, where it's veered so far into delusion that it is not healthy for him or anyone around him. It's not good.
Full speed ahead on the Trump train, full speed ahead on the healing, speed ahead on all my projects, and we're gonna win, win, win. God bless you guys. I know I've said it many times. God bless America. I know I've said it many times. And God bless you, the viewer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know how this goes. All right, guys. I appreciate it. And now this is the part where I press the record button to stop recording. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day.
I don't like how uncomfortably close he gets to the camera now. At least I have the decency to keep my camera this small. So that's what Peter's been doing. Again, I'm genuinely concerned for him. Yeah, we're probably gonna at minimum take a break from Peter. I don't know. I'm worried about his mental health. I'm worried about his family. I'm worried about his friends. I'm just worried. So that's the depressing one for the day. We'll get on to some lighter fare. Pixels Falling, thanks for 100 bits with a link.
Alien, member. Alien? Alien! Alien!
DM Trey says something to have as a cleanse.
I'd started playing Dungeons and Dragons in advance.
Oh god, I like that, but I can't take a whole 10 minutes for a cleanse. Rageology says, when people encountering the deeply self-deluded often say it must be nice to be able to just live in a self-constructed reality like that, I feel Peter is a good example of why that's bullshit. I'd agree. I'm sure it's comforting, but it's really destructive to your well-being. Blackwing Hecate says, Peter, stop spiking the camera, dude. Old enough to know better now. Thanks for 20 months. Appreciate it. Let's look at the bingo card. I don't think we got a ton there, but Satanic on the bingo card. We had Planet X from earlier. I'm going to say has taken ivermectin. We don't know, to be clear, but he did talk about it on that Great Awakening account, so I'm going to count it. Believe sci-fi... Wait, is Aliens on here? Or is it on the second page? Pixels Falling with a short cleanse that we can look at in a little bit.
Now look, you
don't... the Frank speech stuff wouldn't be false flag. I'd maybe call that a psyop. We can call that a psyop. I'm not going to call it a false flag, though, because that's not what a false flag is. Let's check out page 2. Am I getting exasperated? No, I'm okay. Moves goalposts. That's not how science works. I'm gonna say, hello, FBI, is this a threat, based on his weird megalomaniacal speech at the end. CBD claimed to be a cure panacea because he was talking about healing people, and he heals people with marijuana, CBD, whatever. aliens. Vaccine shedding. And I think that's it. Someone said 81. Yeah, vaccine shedding. The game ad thing we watched earlier, that wasn't a conspiracy thing, though. I don't think things in cleanses count for the bingo card. It has to be one of the conspiracy videos. I don't think I put my head in my hands exasperatedly. We did not have word salad. Peter did not mention Q directly. I did. Okay, fine. Did he say deep state? You know what? I think he actually did. Okay, that should be it.
Now look, you don't like me, and I don't like you. But we're in this together. Any questions?
Can I go potty?
Yeah, I did the Planet X one. Okay, what are we doing next? How about this one? We'll do the reedy one and then we'll move on. This is an article from Forbes. Vaccine Police founder claims drinking urine is COVID-19 antidote. What's the latest so-called COVID-19 antidote being pushed by anti-vaxxers? Well, urine for a surprise. Yes, Christopher Key, who maintains the, quote, Vaccine Police anti-vax website, is apparently now touting urine therapy. In this case, urine therapy is not sitting down with a jug of your urine and talking about its feelings. Instead, it's drinking your own urine because why not, right? After all, what won't anti-vaxxers and other pushing different so-called alternative therapies try to convince you to do instead of getting your COVID-19 vaccines? In a video posted on his Telegram account, Keyes suggested putting into your mouth what normally goes in the toilet. Just take a look at the clip of the video accompanying the following tweet from Tom Osinski, MD, who incidentally is a urologist resident at the University of Rochester Medical Center and thus should know at least a wee bit about urine. Sky Comet Fallen says, guess I'm not eating tonight. No, but you'll drink like a king. Huh? Yeah. Hello. Love you too. It's likely healthier than ivermectin, but still, yeah, don't drink your pee-pee. There's no benefit to drinking your pee unless you're literally in a survival situation and need to conserve fluids.
I mean, even then, it just concentrates salt.
Yeah.
That it's very possible and probable we have the antidote, okay? And the antidote is even for those that have been vaccinated. And the research he's already sent me.
No, it's not. Pee-pee is not going to do anything for you. Don't drink your pee-pee. Baycop says, wash your spirulactone down with fresh piss. Nick says, meanwhile, I'm binging on pretzel sandwiches during this article. Ooh, pretzels. Wait, pretzel sandwiches? Like, are you saying the bun or the bread is like pretzel bread? Or you have a sandwich with pretzels in it?
Me, it just blew me away, and they're going to tear me apart, but hey, they tear me apart all the time. And I've been practicing this for 20 years, and everybody's always said I'm cray-cray, and I am, but I'm crazy like a fox, okay? And guys, when I tell you this, please, take it with a grain of salt, but go do the research, okay? Because this is going to just be like, there's no way. But
all right, I've done the research. Don't drink your pee-pee. Do your own research on the bingo card. Astro Fox says, I always feel like some of these piss-drinking people are just into auto sports and somehow found out then they had to make up an excuse because they were embarrassed, right? If their fetish is just drinking their pee, I don't care. It's not good for you, but like, I don't care. But don't pretend it's something it's not. It is not medicine. You shouldn't do it.
The antidote, and I'm going to kill my credibility. What credibility do I have anyway? So, right. The antidote that we've seen now, and we have tons and tons of research, is urine therapy. Okay? And I know to a lot of you this sounds crazy, but guys, God's given us everything we need. Okay? And I'm going to give you, again, I test and prove all things. Okay?
Question to these urine therapy people. If pee cures diseases, why is my body getting rid of it? It was already in my body. Why do I need to re-drink it? It was already in there. My body said, I don't need this. And I went, yes, you do, bitch. Like, that's, what? Muddy says, pro-peptic ulcer gamer tip, don't drink piss.
This has been around for centuries. We've got research.
Okay, so was bloodletting and leeching. Neither of those things are good.
After research, documented, pure.
Tucker White says, I gotta play it.
On urine and feces. Yes, urine and feces. As if it was the most complex conflict in the world when...
Oh God, where'd the pee-pee guy go? There he is.
Review published papers on urine. We do. We have this.
How hard would it be for us to shit pill them next? Princess Amelia says, well, your body is a dumbass, obviously. Well, true, but that's not why. Hydrate.
Okay, but they have been doing...
Yeah, you can damage your, like, kidneys because it's just having to recycle the same pee and it's just getting saltier and saltier. It's not good for you.
For the last 9 months now, and what he has right now is all antidotal because, again...
we did not get legal coup on the bingo card.
You know, to put together a randomized double-blind placebo study with this is kind of tough, but I'm going to give you some stuff. You gotta know. The chlorine dioxide was rough enough, but now drink urine.
Don't drink urine. The article continues. As you can see, this clip started off with Key telling his audience, quote, we have the antidote, and the antidote is even for those who've been vaccinated, end quote. Then, before revealing what this antidote may be, he prefaced the big reveal with a few other statements such as, they're going to tear me apart. But hey, they tear me apart all the time. And, quote, when I tell you this, please take it with a grain of salt, but go do the research. Incidentally, urine does tend to have some sodium in it, but that may not have been the grain of salt that Key was alluding to in his statement. Is this why Trump had those ladies pee on him? Yes, that's why he has that beautiful orange glow. Too much pee-pee. Lily Love Stuff with 45 bits says, so one of my friends when I was in high school did the urine therapy thing, like he used it for sunscreen and a skincare cure, then he realized it was a kink and not medicine, and I respected him again. Oh, you must have smelled so bad. Sky Comet Fallen says, people used to try to cure migraines by letting the demons out of your head by drilling a hole in it. It's called trepanning. Old medicine is often stupid. Key eventually got to his key urine punchline with, quote, the antidote that we have now, and we have tons and tons of research, is urine therapy. He continued with, okay, and I know a lot of you think this sounds crazy, but guys, God's given us everything we need. Key tried to support his assertion by saying this has been around for centuries, which is what you could also say about body lice, toe fungus, and sloth dung. He also mentioned, quote, research and, quote, peer-reviewed publications on urine without offering much more specifics on these. It would have been helpful to hear more about this supposed research and how the studies were designed, since it's not easy to find such peer-reviewed studies in the scientific literature. For example, a PubMed search for urine therapy in COVID-19 today returned 0 results, which is exactly the same number of results that you get when you search, I'm a gigantic egg carton. Nick says, peer-reviewed. God damn it. A piece by Zachary Petrizo for the Daily Beast included a longer version of the Telegram video where you can hear Key claim that, quote, this vaccine is the worst bioweapon I have ever seen, and I drink my own urine. Really? Calling the COVID-19 vaccines a bioweapon, you mean the vaccines that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration have authorized or approved? Seriously? This certainly hasn't been the first time that Key has rallied against and made unfounded claims about the COVID-19 vaccines. For example, in August 2021, Florida lawyer Ron Filipkowski tweeted out the following video of Key threatening those administering vaccines in Springfield, Missouri Walmart.
Talk?
No, they're not going to talk.
Nope, they're gonna wussy up back in the back.
Oh my goodness. You guys believe it.
Wow. What are they afraid of?
They're going to close down the phone.
What are they afraid of?
Do what?
What are they
That the crazy people yelling at them are going to shoot them? It's America.
afraid of?
No, they're afraid of being presented documents.
What's going on?
Well, what is it? No pharmacy on duty.
Are they? Did they stop? Maybe.
Pharmacy on duty.
I doubt that.
This is what just happened.
They should call the police on these people?
Walmart. Oh my gosh. They just shut down.
And what time is it? 6 o'clock? What time is it?
It's Sunday.
Time's the regular hours. It's supposed to be open till 9.
Will be held accountable. Okay? She will be held accountable along with the pharmacist and everybody else in here. Look at them. Look at them all. Look at them. Look at them all hiding, Dad. Look at this. They're all laughing about this. They think this is funny. They think it's funny. Wow.
Yeah, you're a crazy person who's harassing pharmacists doing their job and administering vaccines which are helping people. Go fuck yourself.
Wow. This is what happens when we come together and we show them the truth. The 45 violation of the Nuremberg Code, and you guys can be held accountable. You guys can be executed, okay? And we don't want that to happen to any of you guys.
You guys can be executed. No, they can't. Not legally.
At all. We love you guys. We want to keep you safe, and we don't want that to happen here at Walmart. And quit giving this experimental vaccine.
You don't want to. That's literally. He's just threatening them. He's threatening to kill them. Sky Combat Fallen says, "I work in a pharmacy. I fucking hate these people. The pharmacist at mine removed her business cards because someone threatened her over ivermectin, including possible implied doxing threats." Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. This is all such fucking bullshit.
This is an experimental vaccine that
I hate these people. He was politely escorted out of Walmart by police, but vowed that he would be back. He runs a website called the Vaccine Police. He should have been arrested. What exactly makes Key a urine specialist besides his presumably having a bladder and supposedly drinking his own urine? Well, he doesn't appear to be a medical doctor or scientist, and Vaccine Police is not an official law enforcement title. If you see a crime and get the Vaccine Police instead, you've likely called the wrong number. I don't like this writer. He's trying to be cleverer than he is, and his clever lines aren't clever. Did I hear about the Alpha Men anti-vax group here in the UK? I didn't. Salion, the Forbidden One, says, "This reminds me of the Canadian mayoral candidate who did this stuff, got sent to jail, and then tried to run across the border without a compass. The sovereign citizen who was trying to help them ultimately had to tell the RCMP out of fear he might die of hypothermia." Good lord. Pixels Falling with a link.
Officer, take him away and see that his human rights are roundly violated.
Before you blindly start treating your bladder like an espresso machine, you should first question the validity of Key's urine therapy claims. In other words, mind your P's and Q's. Oh god, this writer, I do not like. Not personally. I have nothing against the person who wrote this. I just don't. The particular voice that this is written in annoys me. Like every sentence he's trying to what clever quip about pee could I put into this sentence? I've already covered for Forbes why you shouldn't have a cow and consume cow dung or urine in an attempt to prevent or treat COVID-19. As I mentioned, cow dung and urine can have harmful pathogens such as ringworm and nasty E. coli. Now, you may argue that you're different from a cow. You may say that unlike a cow, you can log on to Facebook and that your urine is sterile. You may point to what Patches O'Houlihan character insisted in the movie Dodgeball, a true underdog story.
Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine?
Probably not. No, but I
Do it anyway, because it's sterile and I like the taste.
do it anyway because it's sterile and I like the taste.
I miss Rip Torn. Remember that time Rip Torn got so drunk he thought his house was a bank? Rip Torn Bank. Rip Torn in court for breaking into bank he thought was his home. The 79-year-old who appeared in films such as Men in Black and Dodgeball was arrested in January in Connecticut when police found him inside the branch of a Litchfield Bancorp after the alarm went off. According to the police report, the Oscar-nominated actor was almost 3 times over the drunk driving limit. He was charged with carrying a pistol without a permit, carrying a firearm while intoxicated, first-degree burglary, first-degree criminal trespass, and third-degree criminal mischief. In a court appearance last month, his attorney, Thomas Waterfall, told the judge that his client needed to help with his alcohol abuse and that he could start treatment immediately. Torn was released on $100,000 bail and was told by the judge to undergo evaluation for substance abuse. Waterfall said that Torn was confused and thought that the bank was his home, which is 1.5 miles down the street. According to reports, Torn went to sleep in the bank and asked police what they were doing in his house when they arrived. Now, many of you who watch the stream regularly know that I've struggled with an alcohol addiction. I've been, sober for quite a while now, which is good. I have never in my life, even at my worst, which was probably like 4 or 5 years ago, when I was like drinking a ridiculous amount. It was, ridiculous. But I'm talking like, there was a time in my life when I was drinking like a 5th of vodka a day or something. It was ridiculous. I was really struggling before I came out as trans. But anyway, I've never been think a bank is your house drunk. I guess Rip Torn. You're missed. Brokagam says, I guess this means he regularly sleeps on a pile of money. I guess so. Oh god, it's that guy. Okay. Let's finish this article up. Well, here's a shocker. Don't get your private part science from a Hollywood comedy, even one that focuses on balls. Instead, look at scientific studies. For example, a study published in the Journal of Clinical Microbiology showed that your urine may not be as sterile as you think. Samples of urine from women had 85 different species of bacteria, and spoiler alert, the presence of bacteria means it's not sterile. Microbes aren't the only problem with being too free with your pee. Urine contains waste products as well. Your kidneys form urine to get rid of waste from your body. These aren't all necessarily toxins, as the former tweet calls them. But in general, it's not a good idea to drink what your kidneys worked so hard to get rid of in the first place. Think about it. Would you scrub food debris off your dishes, throw the debris in the trash can, then take the trash out onto the sidewalk, and then the next morning bring your debris back into your kitchen in order to make an omelet? At least, you wouldn't do that and still expect to have friends. Re-ingesting waste products from your urine may not be immediately harmful. Over time, though, doing so can end up overtaxing your kidneys. This would be akin to trapping your kidneys in a Groundhog's Day situation where it continues to see the same waste over and over again. You may have noticed the hashtag urine idiot on the tweet above swirling around Twitter after Key's video hit social media like a urine in a toilet. Soon there were mentions of things like We the People, Pee My Valentine, trickle-down theories, and the Pee Party movement on social media. Oh god, all these puns. Procagam says, I guess this means he... Oh, I read that one, sorry. Tucker White says, I've been so drunk that I could barely stand, but I still knew where the fuck I was, right? That's not good. You know, once someone spreads on social media, it's only a matter of time before people start live streaming it. When the Ivy League of Comedies comedian Sean Eli Breitbart said all about this, he quipped, "I'd love to see the list of other beverages they tried before they opted for urine, and will they be opening urine bars now?" He also joked that drinking urine may help alleviate any toilet paper shortages. It may not be a great idea to tell your significant other about a bathroom trip. By the way, to conserve toilet paper, I decided to drink my urine. Again, that's the same joke. I don't like this writer. And no, it probably won't make things much better replacing my with other people's in this case. There's no real scientific evidence that drinking anyone's urine will protect you against COVID-19 in any way. That's, of course, assuming that people don't social distance from you when they hear that you drink urine. At the same time, drinking urine is not one of those totally harmless things that you can just do for the heck of it, like doing a crossword puzzle or wearing a tiara. What are these jokes? I'm not going to say I'm the funniest person in the world, but I think I bat decently in terms of successful jokes or successful, like, saying things funny. I don't know. It pains me to read when someone's trying to be funny and they're doing a bad job. Plus, the whole drink your urine thing only further detracts from the combating the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, SARS-CoV-2, with real evidence-based precautions such as vaccination and face mask wearing. Though throughout the pandemic, there's been a seemingly steady flow of bogus antidotes and treatments that have not been backed by science. The questionable products that have been pushed could fill a store that few would grant to go during non-pandemic times. Imagine how little business a store selling urine or dewormer paste would have gotten before 2020. When you've got people thinking of drinking urine instead of getting vaccinated, you've got more than just a wee bit of a problem. Anyway, so that's, don't drink your pee, get vaccinated. Jamie Lynn says, I woke up after a meth bender and I literally didn't know what species I was or my own name or anything. I spent a certain amount of time relearning what cold felt like because I was cold felt like because I was freezing and that I could think and then my name. Oof. I hope you're doing better now. That sucks. Hey, do we want to see what Chris is up to? Anyone? Anyone up for some Chris? Anti-vaxxer and, flat earther? Yeah? Let's go.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 1/8/22. There's a couple things I think I need to discuss with you. All right.
Filming in car on the bingo card.
All of Westchester County is still, well, people think they're in this mandate of wearing face masks in all the stores. I no longer wear it. I just went to Men's Warehouse. The guy, I was about to walk out of the fucking place at this point. But
2.5 years clean now. Good for you.
I needed, some pants, so I had no choice,
You could have bought pants online. Just saying. Overthought says, CC, aka Old Man Yells at Firmament. And Tucker White says, Hannah, after the stream, Dear Diary, I couldn't bring myself to admit it, but Bruce Lee's urine story was some of the funniest shit I've ever read. Meanwhile, I'm stuck in a shithole state, entertaining dumb fuck lefties on Twitch, while Bezos gets richer off of it. How could this happen? Funny. Princess Amelia says, people think they're in a mandate. No, CC, they are. You think you're not. Yeah, there's literally a mandate. And if a store, even if there wasn't some sort of governmental mandate in terms of, like, going into a place of public accommodation like a store, the store could still tell you, put on a mask. Like, my local area, from my understanding at least, doesn't have mandates. And even a lot, like, stores don't necessarily have a requirement. I still wear them, though, because I don't want to get sick.
So, I told him, hey, look.
And I don't want to spread it to other people if I happen to be infected and don't know about it, because masks are very good at that.
Look, I don't have a face mask. If you have one, I'll wear it. If you don't, then I'll do my business somewhere else.
That's the point. Yeah, go away. And you just said you don't do face masks, but if they have one for you, you'll do it? Okay, most stores have face masks now. Wear one.
So he came out with a face mask and I had to wear it. But you realize the Constitution completely, does not allow any of this to happen. And that...
No, it doesn't. None of the amendments of the Constitution say you can't be told to wear a face mask during public health crises. Nick says, do your business somewhere else. I thought we were done with the pee thing. Also, where else is he going to do the business? Apparently, it's a mask mandate all over his area. Where else is he going to go? They're all going to mandate it.
That's why people are taking this to court at this point. You know, because the governor is a fucking schmuck. Yeah, well, the old one was even worse. But you know what? Cuomo, thank you for the Christmas surprise, because this one is just as bad. She's a fuck up.
His yelling is getting more and more common. I've noticed that as a trend, so I'm a little worried for Chris as well. Sky Comet Fallen says, Kroger, pharmacy where I live, requires all employees to wear masks, which is what I tell people if they ask why I'm wearing one.
Fuck up!
He's just every day turning into a bitter and bitterer old man. It's very sad. Astrofox says, literally Washington was famous for forcing his troops to take a vaccine. An inoculation. Vaccines, as we understand them, did not exist at the time, but there was inoculations. Basically, they infected people by having them take, was it like smallpox sores or something that had come off other people that were infected, and it was like a weakened version of the actual virus? A precursor. Cowpox. That's what it was. Cowpox. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay? Hey, you don't like my language? Fucking leave my channel. I don't care. Because I'm telling you how it is. Alright? It's fucking bullshit. The Constitution has no mandates. No governor, no politician. Nobody can mandate dick.
That's, untrue. Just for the record. Marcus Drake said, it is within the police power of the state to enact a compulsory vaccination law, and it is for the legislature and not for the courts to determine. The fucking Supreme Court in 1905. Yeah.
Unless if it's an absolute emergency.
Okay, good news. We're in an absolute emergency, Chris, and we have been since, like, March of 2020. Glad you admit that it is okay, as long as we're in an emergency.
And nothing here says an emergency at all. Do you see any fucking chalk marks out of the street?
Wait, you need people literally dropping dead in the street everywhere you go to constitute an emergency? Damn. What a cold motherfucker. He does not care how many people die as long as he doesn't see it.
Huh? I don't. Do you see?
Yeah. Like the 9th and 10th, I forget which one is the one. Of course, the Supremacy Clause says, like, the federal government overrides the states, but it also says any powers not spelled out in this Constitution are given to the states, reserved for the states. So states absolutely can do mandates like that.
Zombie? Well, I mean, actually, I do see Zombie Land. It's all over the fucking place. Okay. So I had to drop off a patient down at a medical center, and they're doing testing now here in Westchester County.
Reminder: Chris transports people in who require wheelchairs as his job, so he is in constant contact with vulnerable people. So he is around the elderly or people with other conditions, and he's not vaccinated and refuses to wear a mask. He should not have that job at all.
And there was a line of cars, and I shit you not, of about 500.
Nick says, wear your mask around patients, you flea bag. Yeah.
Just lined up. And you know, all of them have been vaxxed, and everybody should be vaxxed to be, you know, very protected against this, even though you can get it when you're vaxxed.
Yeah, and I can get in a car crash when I'm wearing my seatbelt too, but I'm very glad I'm wearing it. Tea with Goblin says, CC has made the transformation from kooky boomer talking about flat earth to angry, unhinged, hateful lunatic. He reminds me of my dad, got the whole scary Jekyll and Hyde thing going where the slightest thing will turn an otherwise affable man into a ranting belligerent. So you watch a lot of Fox News? That'll do it. Blackwing Hecate says, oh, I know someone who lives in Westchester County, my girlfriend. Oh, cool. Tell her to keep an eye out for silver-haired crazy man ranting in his car.
What's the point? The point is to keep everybody safe. Oh, fucking A, man. I mean, it's just so bad. It gets worse. It really does. What the hell's the matter with this thing now? See, I can't find one fucking phone holder that works. I really can't. You know, they all suck. Every single one of them.
Maybe you're not supposed to film yourself while you're driving a car. Weird.
So I was thinking to myself, you know, charging...
It's weird to me that he wears a seatbelt in the car, don't you think? Because the government mandates you wear a seatbelt. Seems like you'd find that to be tyranny.
$10, set up a fake COVID. Hey! All right, I can't get into that. No, that's got to be on another channel, which I will have to be constituting very shortly, because this one's probably going to be brought down, because I am pretty much at the end of this bullshit.
Oh, is he going to do like a Chris Uncensored channel? I'm very excited for that. Blackwing Hecate says, already did that. First thing I did when I found out she lived there. Good job.
Being censored, of saying shit that I really want to tell you that I can't. Okay? Because it's bullshit. All of it is nonsense. It's there to keep you scared. Okay? All of it is there to keep you scared.
Trump has been pretty, like, and we were talking about this earlier because Peter is really excited for, like, Trump's social media platform. Trump has actually been pro-vaccination. He's not pro-mandate, but he is pro-vaccination because he wants to take credit for the vaccine, even though the first one was not developed by Americans or in America or with American money, to my knowledge. But isn't it funny? Wouldn't it be funny, rather, if that social media site banned anti-vax stuff because Trump is pro-vaccination and doesn't want his followers to die from not being vaccinated because then he can't grift them and get their money? I don't know. Thought experiment.
And that's what they want. They live off...
Yeah. How many people have died of COVID in the U.S. now? U.S. COVID. Don't we have the worst death rate in the world for COVID? Or close to it? Oof. Look at that. 839,000 deaths. Oh, boy. Our 7-day average is 2,000 deaths a day. Yikes. Which is, like, as high as it was back in April 2020. The new variants are kicking our fucking ass.
Off of this fear of people. These sick motherfuckers, they live off of the fear of people. And that's what they want. They want you, like, paranoid, sitting in your fucking car like that person right over there with a face mask.
Why is it your business? If they want to wear a face mask, they can wear one. People don't always universally find them uncomfortable. If you find the right mask, it's not necessarily uncomfortable for you. So that person, probably just sitting in their car going from one place to another, I don't think they're particularly worried about getting COVID in their car. They just find it easier to leave it on between locations that they're going to. That's fine. Who cares? Raven says, I should be able to go to Dairy Queen and cough into the face of someone who's paid in Starburst and Sour Patch Kids. I thought this was America. This is cancel culture. The lady that lives here, thank you for 10 months. And Pyromancer says, I'm not paranoid, you are, CC. H. Baird says, speaking of vaccine effectiveness, takes a second to load. Virginia Department of Health, COVID-19 cases by vaccination status. Let me see. Unvaccinated people developed COVID-19 at a rate 4.3 times that of fully vaccinated people and 2.2 times that of partially vaccinated people. Yeah, those numbers don't lie. Oh my god, look at recently too. Oh my god. It just exponentially shot up as Omicron has become a thing. That's a scary ass chart, isn't it? Everyone who works, if anyone here who watches my stream works in the healthcare industry, oh my god, I am so sorry for these idiots. I am so fucking sorry. Jesus.
Which is good for her. because she doesn't want to breathe in the toxins. And I can understand that.
Everyone in chat,
Bullshit.
Everyone get vaccinated. If you're not already, come on. Why are you here if you're not vaccinated? Get vaccinated and get your booster. Mine is Friday. Get your vax. Get your booster. Come on.
Total bullshit.
Even if this... Here's my thing. Even if this gets worse, and I can't force other people what to do. If anti-vaxxers want to be anti-vaxxers, I can't force them as an individual what to do. But I can try and protect myself and the people I care about, and even though it's parasocial, I care about everyone here in chat. So please protect yourselves, because as long as these anti-vaxxers are out here, there are going to be new variants, and we never know when the next one could be even worse. So I want me and you guys to be as protected as possible, okay? Please. Do stuff to protect yourself and your families.
Oh, it's a gyro place right over there. As a Greek, there's nothing like a good gyro.
Isn't it Euro?
I might get a gyro right now.
Hydrate. Will do.
Although I don't think it's open. Due to COVID. Because, there's a lot.
You could probably get it delivered or brought out to the car. Most restaurants are still open. You just can't go inside, necessarily.
A lot of people that are out there that,
Let me see. 839,000 dead out of 5.5 million worldwide. The USA is 15%. Hold on. The USA is 15.25% of COVID deaths overall. That's really bad, considering we are not 15% of the global population. Holy hell. Bay Cop says, joking, you can keep your vax, Hannah. Me and my family are stocking up on gulping quality piss. Dead Man says, can we watch this real quick? What is it? Yes. This one's always good.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Well, same day, same time.
Nick says, if you want a Euro, then maybe wear your fucking mask and get vaccinated, Chris.
When I grew up,
Now I want a Euro.
the solar system was stationary.
Alright, honey, come on.
The sun was standing.
Why don't you stop this bullshit? Idiot.
Shouldn't you give me like 5 minutes?
No, you've had all morning, and I'm just freezing, and I'm hungry, and it's time to start cleaning the house.
Felix Night Owl says, is this an inferiority complex, like definitionally? Is that a clinical thing you can be diagnosed with? I don't know. Probably Lannister says, everyone in chat that either got or is getting their boosters. I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I don't know how much of that I can play. I'm doing my part, too.
That are playing sick because they have it, which doesn't make any sense. So why was this whole thing constituted that we should all go out and get a shot if everybody is still getting this?
Because it reduces the spread and it keeps you from dying or makes the chances negligible. How hard is that to understand? The seatbelt metaphor is really good. A seatbelt won't necessarily prevent me from getting in a car accident, though honestly, in this scenario, it should be a seatbelt that does actually help lower the risk of you getting in a car accident in the first place. But even if you get in a car accident, you won't be nearly as injured, and doubtful that you'll die unless it's a really severe accident because of the seatbelt and the airbag and all the other safety features of the car.
So I guess our
Also, that vaccine was developed for the original COVID, and now we have variants because idiots. Felix Night Owl says, OMG, I feel so bad. His face when she called him an idiot. I'd drop down with a waterfall of tears if my partner called me that. Yeah. Seems like he lives a depressing life.
President is a total, utter fuck up, too. Oh, really? Did I say that? That's right, I said it. He's a fuck up.
Okay, you don't have to like Biden.
He's a goddamn puppet. That's all he is. just like every president has been. Puppets. You know, wake the fuck up, Westchester. Do your research. Okay?
Do your own research on the bingo card, which I think we already had, but still.
You must do your research. And you've got to find out, you got to find yourself. And just wake up. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos. Let me be a part of your life.
Jesus. Okay, one more. He did a more recent one. Did this come out today? Yesterday.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 1/9/22. How do you destroy a country in such a short period?
I'd probably pay a bunch of people to go online and spread conspiracy theories to make people not want to get vaccinated and not trust institutions like scientists and the CDC. Make them distrust democracy by spreading conspiracy theories about elections being stolen, sowing all sorts of discontent, financing secretly far-right organizations in order to kind of, you know, move things towards a violent direction. Well, that's just me. Logarth says, 22 is wilding. Check this out. Cannabinoids block cellular entry of SARS-CoV-2 and emerging variants. Wouldn't that be funny if weed was the actually a really good way to stop COVID? We just end 2022. Everyone gets super high and we chill out and we reconcile and we stop COVID with weed. Peter would never let us hear the end of it if that was the case.
Well, you elect somebody who is a complete, utter idiot.
Can you speak up, Chris? You're a little quiet. I know your wife hates you and you don't want to talk in your own house, but then why did you film this video?
Okay, who's not a president and couldn't ever become a president.
Biden is the president. He won the presidency because people hated Trump. And whoever runs in 2024 very likely will beat Biden because people also hate Biden because he doesn't do almost anything.
He's there. How do you get him into that position? Well, you create something that doesn't exist. And then
wait, does he think COVID isn't real? Chris, you're an idiot. COVID is real. Get vaccinated. Almost 1 million people in the United States are dead from it.
And you play around with the numbers, shall we say, and get him elected. I don't even think he's in the White House.
When is this video from? The 9th, 2 days ago. Wait, he doesn't think Biden is in the White House? Oh no. He's behind Peter on this one. Chris thinks he's in a fake White House. Oh god.
For crying out loud. I mean, he's got a green screen in back of the fucking windows.
No, he doesn't. He's in the Oval Office, Chris.
That he changes. I mean, you people have to wake the fuck up and see what the hell is going on here. I mean, this is not only a puppet that's running this country, you know, but he's totally gone.
Has CC inferred his wife hates him yet? No. In the video we watched earlier, that was the short clip, does not count. That's not inferring. We literally saw it happen.
Out of his mind. He can't even freaking run an ice cream truck, as far as I'm concerned. But yet 85 million of you voted for him. Really?
Yeah?
How?
Because the other option was Donald Trump. That's about it. Oh, and also the promises that Biden made about canceling student debt that he's gone back on, because of course he did.
I'd like to know who the 85 million people that voted for him are.
Baja says, in regard to that cannabinoid research, which I assume she took a look at. Hey, disclaimer, that experiment was done using concentrated cannabinoids on human epithelial cells in a dish. There's no proof you'd have any success doing this with cannabis after metabolizing and digestion, and no idea if there are enough of those small molecules in a reasonable amount of marijuana to do anything. I see what you're saying. We need to do an unreasonable amount of marijuana. I'm joking.
Anyway.
Cannabinoids? Sorry.
Once again, this is all about Flat Earth. Okay?
Does that count as Baja Blast on the bingo card? Yeah, sure.
They're vamping everything up right now. Okay, they got some telescope out there that's going to be able to look. Remember, I told you about this. Many.
The James Webb Telescope. It's very cool. James Webb Telescope. The James Webb Telescope launched on Christmas Day. Very cool. This is effectively the replacement for the Hubble telescope, in that it is the like A-tier premier space telescope that is going to be used. And it's very cool. It's larger than the Hubble. It, I believe, shifts further. It can see light further into the blue side of the spectrum, into ultraviolet. At least I think so. And the reason for this is the light they're trying to get into it to get images from far away get blue shifted because of the distance. Much bigger. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it infrared? I apologize. So the infrared range then, in order to pick up the light, it can see much further, and by nature of how far these distances are, further back in time, because light takes a long distance to reach where the telescope is, than the Hubble ever could. It's also going to be further away by a lot. It's successfully unfurled and everything. It now just needs to be put in place, and presumably they'll do tests and stuff, and then I think in the next 5 months or so, we'll get the first images back from it. It's incredibly cool. It's awesome. It really is. I love shit like this. I'm very excited to see what stuff they get out of it.
Many videos ago.
We found the man who can stop the pandemic. Oh god, what is this? Oh no! Can I show someone smoking a ridiculous amount of marijuana on Twitch? Is that allowed? I'm a mature-only channel. Not sure, though. I don't want to have to limit this for YouTube, so I'm not going to play it.
That I was, you know...
I would imagine the person gets incredibly high. Probably uncomfortably high.
Before we got a Flat Earth, I was so...
Oh, fuck it. We'll watch it.
Old plug in that bitch.
What is this? 10 grams of flour? Oh my god. This doesn't even sound fun. That's a crazy bong, though. Oh my god, this guy's poor lungs. Good lord. Oh no.
Oh. I don't know what kind of booger that was. My lungs say fuck you.
What in the absolute hell? Alright, I assume that guy's gonna go have a nap for a month or so. Jesus.
Intrigued about, you know, finding that.
Overthought says, that's not a hit, that's a meteor impact.
That one thing, the one thing of the Big Bang supposedly happened. You know, that one picture. I remember about 10 years ago they said we were 99% there to see the beginning of the universe. Because out in space, everything moves away from us, right? You know, really? Really, just like we can see a star that's 7 trillion miles, 7 trillion light years away? Impossible.
Why do you think it's impossible? Stars are huge and incredibly bright. Umatsa says, so has anyone heard about the Pfizer CEO tweeting something about the vaccine, then taking it down because my parents are shitting themselves over it, but I can't find anything on it? I have no idea. Haven't heard about it. Tea with Goblin says, Gandalf the Grey is no more. Here stands Gandalf the Green, who battled the Balrog of Moria with his mighty wizard bong.
But people buy this, you know? They buy this. The only good thing that this is going to do for NASA is it's actually going to bring in a lot of other artists that are going to be able to draw a lot of pictures for us and a lot of bullshit to make you think that we live on a planet and we're traveling.
We live on a planet.
In space. Well, we're not.
We are.
We're stationary. Here.
I mean, what do you mean stationary? Motion is relative. If you're talking about am I stationary relative to the position I am on the planet? Yeah, but the planet's moving, it's rotating, it's going around the sun is going around the center of the Milky Way galaxy Milky Way galaxy is moving its own place in space. Motion is relative.
Here. Come with the dome.
Flat Earth on the bingo card.
Flat. And you're not going anywhere, you're not moving anywhere. Motion sickness. What about all these people that have motion sickness? Don't you think they'd be sick all the time?
No, because that's not how motion sickness works. Motion sickness often has something to do with, like, inner ear stuff. And again, that has to do with acceleration and deceleration, not so much motion, because again, motion is relative. What's happening is your body is detecting that you are accelerating or decelerating, moving in a car, and that you're not actually moving if you're looking at something, especially if you're like moving in a car and you're reading something. It can make you incredibly ill because your brain is giving different signals, right? This is an evolutionary thing that happened because if you felt like you were moving, but this is a hypothesis to my understanding. If you felt like you were moving but you weren't, it's a potential sign that you ate something that was making you really sick and giving you like weird, hallucinogenic, like not good, toxic things going on. So then you would vomit and hopefully get whatever you ate out of your system. Unfortunately, it also makes people car sick or boat sick or whatever. Motion sick. Baja says, it's hilarious to me that people won't take the vaccine because it's made by Big Pharma, but they're now trying to get Viagra because some woman in a coma from COVID got a large dose of Viagra and woke up. Newsflash, weirdos, Viagra is also made by Pfizer.
The only time they ever get sick is when they're on a boat bouncing around like this.
Yeah, because relative to their position on the Earth, which is what matters considering the biggest mass around them is the Earth, they're moving up and down. They feel a lot of relative motion. Tea with Goblins says, French physicist Léon Foucault developed a device called the Foucault's pendulum, an ingenious and simple device to demonstrate the movement of the Earth. Yes, Foucault's pendulum. We have watched stuff like this on stream.
Respect to the person. He himself and the stand is stationary. So,
it's very cool. There was sort of an interactive kids museum that I went to as a kid. And, well, you guys know where I grew up. It's the Midland Center for the Arts. I don't live in Midland now, or anywhere near it. But I used to go to a place as a kid called the Midland Center for the Arts in Michigan. And they had a big Foucault's pendulum that when you got there, you could place a little thing with your name where it was swinging. And then when you got done with the museum, you could come out and see where it's swinging once you get out. It was a cool place. P-Mail says, in addition to Peter, Chris also seems very mentally unwell, especially lately. Yeah, a lot of the conspiracy people seem to be doing worse lately. I don't know why.
Once again, not a single scientist has come out and explained this to us. How you can see a star 7 trillion miles away. It's impossible. You can't. Your eye can't be able to see that.
You don't say the T, Foucault? Okay, didn't know. Thank you.
all these stars. It's an amazing light show up there. I'm beginning to think it's probably even closer than I thought. It's probably only maybe 70 miles up there, the amazing light show starts.
He thinks the stars are 70 miles away.
Who knows? Doesn't make a difference. All I know is that this is flat, motionless, and definitely covered with something. I want you to take a look at some of the icebergs that are broken off, you know, into the sea. But I mean, just look at the clarity of the blueness of when that iceberg just breaks off, and then look up. Okay, if you look up, you'll see the chemtrails up there too.
Chemtrails on the bingo card. Chemtrails are not real. Chemtrails are not a thing. When you look up and you see streaks across the sky coming off of airplanes, those are called contrails. They're caused by condensation on the wings of the plane.
But not only that, you'll see a blue sky when there are no chemtrails at all. And then think to yourself, what's really above us? What has the Creator created up there to protect us down here or keep us contained? See, that's another thing too.
Maps and Mimic says, I'm mad that he's technically right. The universe isn't old enough for light from anything hypothetically that far away to have reached us yet. That's just because he doesn't know the actual distances stars are. Nick says, oh no, CC, the condensation.
Anyway, I just want to touch base with everybody. It's a Sunday. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about next week, because there's so much shit going on.
I'm gonna guess flat Earth, because that's all you ever talk about, except for the time you made a video complaining there was no crab in the crab dish you ordered, but I skipped that video on stream because I don't think anyone wanted to watch you bitch about crab meat not being in your thing.
Going on right now that is just fucking incredible. It really is. There's so many lies that are going on. You know, they as I said, they have to vamp this up. They really do. They have no choice.
It was actually funny, too, because the title of the video was something like, where is the crab meat on this flat Earth? He still had to tie it in.
You know, I thank you for viewing my videos and subbing to my channel. Let me be a part of your life.
God, someone needs to help Chris. Alright, where's the crab meat video? Now I want to... Where's the crab on our flat Earth?
That's a crab ragoon from the new place that just opened up down the street. Okay, let's take it apart, shall we? Let's take it apart. You're gonna find nothing but disaster. Okay, all right, let's take it apart. Okay, hold on. Let's piece it apart. You gotta piece it apart. Okay?
Alright, open it up.
Ugh, look at this. Man, it's just horrifying.
It's just horrifying as he pops some in his mouth.
Alright. Do you see any crab in there? I don't see any crab in there. What is this? Imitation shit.
Jesus, with that form, no wonder his wife hates him. I'm sorry! It was the first thing that came into my head! Which is the closest he's ever gotten to making someone come.
Nothing. I see no crab in there at all. I don't even know. It's horrible. Stand by. Let me clean up here.
So that shit isn't regulated at all? That crappy food? Which I threw out? So why do these politicians care about your health? And meanwhile, you can eat whatever the fuck you...
Yeah, that's close enough to hand a dice of laughter. Altered Rin says, I think chat can all agree. You're welcome. I know. I'm fantastic. Prokagam says, what she sees. Chris says, you think gravity exists? Explain why I'm on my ceiling, globe heads. Tea with Goblin says, well, you know, Hannah, CC isn't very considerate of others. A very shellfish man.
Follow the money.
Yeah, I'm gonna say doesn't know how cameras work on the bingo card.
When these politicians become multi-millionaires because of their political position that they have, when they buy these multi-million-dollar houses, you question, how do they get to that position? When they're only making $100,000 a year.
What does this have to do with your crab?
Maybe because they've got a little bit of pocket greasing going on. Because they're getting paid off. So follow the money, and you'll find out where it ends.
In the crab ragoon?
It's a shame. If you don't see this, you don't see the lies, then you're lost. Bye-bye.
Does vaccine police count as expert has a ridiculous job title? Yeah, I'd say that counts. What is wrong with Chris? So that's what Chris has been up to. Speedy Yoshi says, bingo, let me see your card. Let me see your papers. Verkanon, thanks for 17 months. Let me see your bingo card. People have been asking that question about him long before I was born. Probably true. Probably true. Let me see. Baja Blast, expert as a ridiculous title, Flat Earth, Psyop, Satanic Child Abuse. You win! Congratulations, Speedy Yoshi. Let me write your name down for the bingo winners thing. I'm glad you already have a sub right now, because like I said, I'm broke until I get paid on the 14th. Let me just write your name down and, we good. One Speedy Yoshi. Huzzah. Towing24 says, do we need a square for CC gets high as balls? Nah. Oh, is it your birthday? Happy birthday. What a good coincidence that you win. Oh, early birthday? Is it coming in the next couple days? If you said earlier, I apologize. My brain always gets all over the place when I'm streaming. It's tomorrow. Well, happy early birthday. I hope you have a wonderful birthday tomorrow.
Alright guys, I don't know what is up with my my holder, but it's like slanted and I'm driving. I thought I have time to make a video today. Please join my Telegram. I'm about to get ready for my challenge. More laughter, less sugar, more water, less news. It's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited. I think it's just a really good opportunity to see how just making little changes in your life could dramatically affect your health.
This is the lady that did the vaccine P-word video.
In a positive way. And it's going to be something that we're all going to do together. So I think it's going to be awesome. These elite assholes, they want us enslaved and they want us sick and they want us scatterbrained so we can't absorb all the information. I think about this a lot. Everybody says that we're dumbed down. Oh, everybody's dumbed down. We're dumbed down as a society. But, it doesn't mean that we can't smarten up, right? So
again, she's an anti-vaxxer.
So this is the one thing. I said this in another... Oh, I didn't repost this to this account.
The P word is pussy. I was in the first minute of the video, so I didn't want to say it if I post this to YouTube. The first minute of your video isn't supposed to have dirty words, but we're a minute in now, so now I can say pussy.
To the YouTube account, but they basically, there's this whole myth about IQ and how it's static, and that if you're born with a certain IQ, you're just kind of stuck with like that, and there's nothing you can do about it, but you can.
Daddy Sume, thanks for 19 months, says Luwood, kicks off a hype train. Thanks, Sume.
And you can do things can happen that can make your IQ lower, whether it's stress or trauma or, eating the wrong types of food or drugs or, that can lower your IQ. And then if you're the opposite, if you're in a loving environment, if you're not stressed, if you're eating the right kinds of food, if you have the great stimulation.
Yeah, IQ is dumb as a general measure of intelligence. I do understand why they do it. Princess Amelia with 100 bits says, "Hoo-woo, thank you." There are practical reasons. Like, if you wanted to measure someone's cognitive ability as from themselves, from one point to another, like if you thought someone was having some sort of degenerative brain disease, it kind of makes sense to measure how much they're degrading over time. There are purposes for it, but the colloquial way that IQ is used to just sort of say, this person's generalized intelligence, which I don't even believe is a thing. I don't believe in generalized intelligence. Different people are good at different things. Ben Carson is a good example. He's an idiot, but apparently he's a great neurosurgeon or whatever he does. So IQ has purposes. It has issues. It's been shown to have economic and racial bias, but it's a tool. A tool that should not be used to measure people's general intelligence. Muddy says, "Bits for hype. Also, my bird just called this woman a bitch. He's a rude little demon." Osty Wasty with 100 bits says, "Hype." Thank you. 88% to level 1.
You can raise your IQ. So this whole myth that we're dumbed down is a myth, right? This whole thing, I did a video at IQ, and I pissed some guy off, and I told him that I'm actually gonna do a show on it, maybe like, it'll have to be like the end of February. Or not the end of February, sorry, like end of January, beginning of February, something like that, because I have some other shows planned, and I have some, yeah, I mean, I have my challenge. I have the live show is on New Year's Day at 7.
I'm skipping this one just because the white noise, it sounds like her window's open. Too much. Way, way, way too much. She should have shut her window before she filmed that, or she shouldn't film in her car if that's just what it sounds like. Oh, hey guys. You know what we should do? Let's develop our psychic powers. Doesn't that sound great? If the thing... There we go.
This is an instrument. It cannot play music by itself. With practice and training by someone, beautiful music can be heard. Without practice and training, you can only produce sounds. The same is true for your other natural talents, like running, nurturing, and using your psychic abilities.
Oh, one of the things on that list isn't real. Interesting. Thrashmio with 100 bits. Thank you.
Your psychic abilities are a basic part of you. They're already within you. They're as natural to you as breathing. With practice and training, you can also develop your own special psychic talents to bring harmony, beauty, and success into your life.
That sounds legitimate and not like a scam. Sir Parker Posey, thanks for 500 bits, says, is this innuendo for something else? Nope, it's what it is. Sky Comet Fallen says, if we're getting powers, can I be an anime magical girl? Yeah, sure.
Hi, I'm
25% to level 2.
Whitney Burns. Just like a coach or music teacher or guide, I'll help you discover your own natural psychic talents and use them. You use these talents every day without even thinking. With practice, you can develop and use them anytime and anywhere.
There are 8 different types of psychic abilities. In fact, you may be using one or many of your psychic abilities already in your
There's 8 different kinds. Oh, this is very clear, okay? 8 different kinds of abilities? Cool.
life. You can stop this video and review it anytime so
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Red Letter Media did this video.
that you can repeat the exercises. With repetition, you'll just get better. And you can practice these exercises every day in
Daddy
your daily
Sume's the
life.
stream boss.
If you do not get results right
Someone dethrone him, please.
away, look and see where you block yourself, where your defenses or fears are coming in. Because if you're blocking yourself with me on this video, you're certainly using those same blocks in your life. This is not a class. Your abilities are already there. The results will come.
KBS666 says, good night all. This was a fun way to spend the last day of my 54th year, but my wife is home and she has ideas on how to spend the rest of the night. Have a fun night. Muddy says, I have no idea what this person is saying, but the bards she has in the background are popping off. And Nick says, everything is terrible. Freaking Out 99 says, how I look using my psychic powers. And I secretly love anime. Sure I do. Look at how I look using my psychic powers.
Scanning. Control. Manipulate scientific data. Take over. Blast. Control. World government. Shut down infrastructure. Ship everything to China.
Oh my god. Radiology with a bit. 100 bits.
Fuck yeah.
Nope. That's copyrighted.
There are several exercises I like to use before beginning any psychic exercise to reduce stress and tension. They're called preliminaries, and they're easy and portable to use. They help you focus and relax. In fact, once you practice them, you can do them without even thinking, and nobody can tell you're doing them.
I would believe no one can tell you're doing your psychic abilities. I believe that. Maps and Mimic says, you made me spit out my pasta with the Alex Jones link.
Since we all experience stress and tension in our lives, you can also use these preliminaries anytime and anywhere throughout your day. While you're stuck in a traffic jam, waiting at the doctor's office, before a test or interview, and speaking with your mother-in-law for the 3rd time that day. Let's practice this simple exercise called releasing excessive energy together. Situate yourself so that
Oh no!
your body's comfortable. You can be.
Those are some solid shoulder pads on that jacket. This was an era of fashion, wasn't it? Huh? This video's like 40 years old. Am I allowed to say something about this haircut? Is that off limits? I don't like to talk about people's looks, but this is like 40 years ago. I won't say anything. Sir Parker Posey, thanks for 7 months, says also good opportunities to do your Kegels.
Sitting or reclining, and place your hands on an inanimate object. Anyone will do, the sides of a chair, couch, or bed.
Okay.
The telephone while you're talking.
Wait, do I need to, can I wear gloves while I do this? Or does it need direct contact? I'll take the glove off just in case. Wait, do I need to use my right hand because I'm right-handed? Or are all psychics ambidextrous? 74% to level 2 with 20 seconds left.
The desk or table before you. The steering wheel of your car in that traffic jam. And place your feet on the floor.
Okay.
Or the end of the couch or bed if you're lying down. Just let any tensions you might feel Move through your hands into the inanimate object and through your feet into the floor.
Oh, this chair's about to have mad ADHD.
Just let it flow. You may feel a tingling or rush of energy, or you may feel nothing at all in your extremities.
Covering all the bases, aren't we? You might feel a tingling, or nothing. Either means it's working.
This is not a measure of your psychic abilities. We're not testing, remember? We're just exploring. Just let the energy go into the inanimate object. If you put your hands on your body or any other living thing, you won't hurt yourself, but you will simply put your tensions back into your body or living thing and have to start all over again. When you feel you wish to stop, just do so. See how calm you feel?
Nah, not really.
You may come back to this exercise anytime you feel tense, before, during, or after we do a psychic exercise. Now let's try a little total relaxation. While you're calm, focus on your feet. Tighten your muscles in your toes and feet.
Rachology says bits for moral consistency.
And now relax them. Let the excessive energy flow out through your feet into the floor. Tense your legs and relax them. Let those muscles release that energy. Now tense your buttocks and abdomen.
Get to the psychic stuff, boo!
Tense your chest.
Marcus Drake says, we're not testing, we're just exploring. Me explaining why it isn't gay.
And release your shoulders, and now release them. Now tense your arms and hands and fingers, and release the excessive energy.
I'm skipping
your
to the
upper
psychic
torso.
part.
Any
I
hand
don't care about their weird stretches.
There are two parts to every person, your body and your spirit. But what is it like to be your spirit? What is the spiritual part of you? If you really want to see how spirits work on this level, watch an animal or a small infant.
You know what? I'm saving this for the next Tinfoil Tuesday, because this, I think, is going to have some good shit in it. And we don't have a ton of time left, and I said we were going to do the Bob Saget thing, so we got to do that. Tea with Goblins with 100 bits says, actually, any kind of magic user, including psychics, can use either hand for spell casting. They're ambidextrous. Osty Wasty with bits says, the harp is lit. Hydrate. Alright, let's check out the Call for an Uprising video on Bob Saget's recent untimely death. By the way, the autopsy report says drugs were not involved. So, just so everyone knows.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I'm sure some of you have heard that comedian/actor Bob Saget passed away on January 9th in his hotel room in Orlando, Florida. Now, I know some of you think that a lot of truthers do videos when someone passes because it's a clickbaity thing.
He watched my video! He watched my video on Betty White, because I said that in the video, and that's clearly what he's doing here too, but he's lampshading it. Nick says, lately Call for an Uprising is just a shittier version of J Station.
That's what we always get blamed for.
Is he echoier in this video? He does sound a little echoier. Maybe he's in a different room or something.
But in reality, when this does happen, people such as myself, what we do is we research the person, we look into their background, if there's any connections to the occult or Freemasonry.
So basically, you turn on your, like, how do I put this? You intentionally seek out information that would confirm your bias. We call that confirmation bias call. It's a well-understood topic in psychology. You're not doing research. You're looking for things to bolster the opinion you already have. Maps and Mimic says, NB4F slur joke because of Bob's last name. Wouldn't surprise me.
We at least show that and present it to people, and they can make a decision for themselves. Because, look, like the clip I'm going to show you here, sacrifice is a part of being in these secret societies. From
Source?
Masonry all the way to the top. You've seen it.
Freemasons on the bingo card. Again, someone already won bingo, but we can play for fun.
Even in movies, they portray it in fraternal, Ivy League schools and movies that they've done, which, about skull and bones.
Movies aren't real, citing fiction as fact on the bingo card.
And things like that, that sacrifice is always made. Now, I'm not saying that's the case here, but I'm going to show you his connection to Shriners, Freemasonry, as well as connection to being very supportive of the potion that's going around out there. But
yeah, most people are in support of the vaccine. If you threw a dart at a map of the U.S. and it somehow let's say you had a thing that was every person in the United States randomly arranged and you threw a dart at it, chances are that person would be pro-vaccine, because most people are.
Remember, sacrifice is what it's all about. Here is a clip from the movie The Believers. You guys always ask me what this is from. I use this when I show these these videos where there could be a sacrifice involved, because this is what the occult is all about. People involved in it are asked to make sacrifices. And when you're in it, at some point in time, you're going to become the sacrifice. That's how it works. You don't just pass and everybody praises you. You give your...
That sounds like a kind of a shitty deal, doesn't it? Almost sounds like that wouldn't work effectively as an organization at all. Weird.
Yourself up at a certain point in time. And again, I'm not saying that's what has happened here, but take a look.
Of course you're uncertain, Cal. Naturally, so was I.
Presumably a scene from a movie that I haven't seen, with a secret cult or something, and they kill him. There we go.
Now, let's start with this with Bob Saget, okay? There's a lot of creepy stuff about Bob Saget out there that he said.
Is there? I mean, I don't think Bob Saget was particularly funny. It's weird because Bob Saget wasn't funny to me in two different ways. On Full House, he's not funny because it's all incredibly inoffensive milquetoast, like TGI Friday sitcom humor that's not particularly funny if you're not 5 years old. And then on the other hand, his actual persona with his stand-up is so far the other way, where it's just saying offensive things for shock value that I don't find it funny. But, like, I don't have anything against the dude, you know?
And done in his stand-up. I won't even delve into that. But here's a post he made recently on his Instagram account. You can see the hat. That's a Shriners hat that he's wearing. And here is what Bob wrote directly next to the photo. He says, "Okay, why am I wearing a fez? Well, for the first time ever since my dad left us for greater pastures, I went through some of his stuff and found some of his treasured accomplishments. He was a very proud Shriner and 32nd degree Freemason. For those that know, the Shriners are a society of people who do a lot of
philanthropic?
Do a lot of philanthropy and philanthropic work, and often pay for surgeries for people that don't have insurance and can't afford medical care." And I'll get into that in a minute, because that is the great ruse of Freemasonry and the Shriners. That's how they get away with being in our towns and being in our society. They pretend and they play off
being charitable and helping people. Yeah, people tend to like when people do that.
The emotions of people, that they're there to help children and they're there to help people in need. That is not the case. That is how they hide their satanic Luciferian worship, by using things like that. People go, "Hey, leave these people be. They do more for society than you do." It is a part.
I mean, assuming what he says about the Shriners is true, objectively they do call you were an act of harm to society, and they're just like a gentleman's club that apparently does charitable work. What charitable work have you done, Call? Like, even I did a fundraiser some years ago that raised over $10,000 for St. Jude's. What have you done? Yeah, that's what I thought. It helps to sound right when you don't actually have someone here to respond to. Seriously, though, I do think Call's a piece of shit.
Part of it is in the teachings that they have. I've covered this before with not just secret societies like Freemasons with skull and bones and things like that. They are taught to always be philanthropists. This goes from the Rockefellers all the way down the list of these people. So he says, for kids and others who've needed organs, major, super expensive surgeries, and they've saved many lives, I just wonder if you have to wear this fez to do all that. So he uses the humor there. to deflect. By the way, it is in mint condition.
It's not a deflection. It's literally just a joke about the hat.
And that was my dad, an incredibly kind, smart, and caring man. I wonder if he ever wore this hat. I guarantee you he wore it. I guarantee you he wore it. Because, you know, to be a Shriner...
He probably wore it in those the parades where they drive the tiny cars. Does Call think tiny cars are sinister?
This is part of the game here. And, you know, it shouldn't surprise anyone because all of these actors and celebrities, like I pointed out, are all members of secret societies.
All of them? Every single one? And not one whistleblower? Wow. That's unlikely. The only way 3 people can keep a secret is if 2 of them are dead, Call.
At different levels. There's a lot of different secret societies, okay? But they all teach the same core thing that Freemasonry teaches. That's why I cover Freemasonry. It might be the bottom of the barrel as far as secret societies go, but they all teach and go through the same rituals.
So how does that work? There are competing secret societies. Is it like a Coke Pepsi thing? If you can't get into the Illuminati, you join the Shriners as your fallback? No. Illuminati's your dream school. The Freemasons are your fallback, and the Shriners are your safety. Profane Priestess says, I used to go to a Shriner hospital. They're why I can walk now, and my parents never paid a dime. Fuck Call. He's about to piss me off. Yeah. He's an asshole.
Okay, there's other ones that might be deeper into Luciferian worship, more black magic and things like that. But I've shown you the Bibles and the things that they use in Freemasonry, which really are covers for teaching Egyptian worship and the worshiping of the Egyptian gods, and of course, Luciferian worship.
People in the Shriners are not worshiping Satan. What are you talking about?
And like he says here, admits his father was a 32nd degree Freemason. One thing to know.
Yeah, because it's not sinister, Call, because adults know that the Freemasons are literally just a men's club. One that's frankly dying because younger people aren't interested in joining. Nick says, you worship a Middle Eastern god, Call. This is true. He does.
Note about that is when Freemasons pass, especially Freemasons of high degrees, they come, they show up. The brothers and whoever is a part of, you know, the
Oh God! Oh no, it's the tiny cars!
Shriners group that he's a part of.
Look at how sinister these older men look with their mustaches and gray hair and hats and tiny cars. Truly, they're the ones running society. Arconium Bum says, how many modern-day non-archaeologists does he think can read Egyptian hieroglyphics? Can we add tiny cars to the list of symbols? Yeah, let's do it. I just think that's fun. For those who don't know, I've been keeping a list of things that Call and other conspiracy theorists say are Freemason or secret society symbols. So yeah, tiny cars can go on the list. Tiny cars. Let me space that out a little different. That's good. Hold on, I need to do it. Nah, that's fine. That'll do. Tiny cars.
They show up at this person's home when they pass.
Yeah, pine cones. Pine cones came up. I don't remember the context for the pine cones, but someone said pine cones were a secret cabal symbol. Pizza, yeah, that ties into the whole... That's a whole story. You'd have to look at my YouTube channel. Go through my conspiracy playlist, it comes up.
Yes, and they take all of their stuff that is affiliated with Masonry or Shriners. They take their books, their teachings. That's how this stuff stays kept secret. That's what they do. They show up there. They'll see them at the funeral. They're not there because they're paying their respects. They're there to accumulate and grab the stuff that shows the affiliation, the allegiance. So kind of strange that he still had his Shriner hat. Maybe he just shoved it in a box somewhere and they weren't able to find it, or maybe Bob had it all along.
At some point, they probably just... why do you think they're not allowed to have their hats? What?
But Bob pretending like, hey, it was just a very proud Shriner and Freemason, and he's not, and he's famous. Is it...
I don't think he is. sorry, past tense, I forgot he died. Bob Saget wasn't, to my knowledge.
Extremely hard to believe. Now, does that mean there's anything to do with this being a ritual? Of course not. Do 65-year-olds just pass? Yes, they do. But keep in mind, he was in perfect health, and the night before he did a massive, not a massive, but he did a very long stand-up set.
I don't know what happened. I don't want to speculate, but unfortunately, just health emergencies can happen that we don't expect. People can have aneurysms and just die, you know? It sucks. It sucks a lot. We're all mortal, and it's something we have to grapple with.
In Florida, about 2 hours, which is very long for stand-up comedians to do. If you ever seen any of these stand-up shows, you know, on TV or whatever, or even gone to a comedy club, a set is not usually 2 hours long. That is very long. So it seemed like he was in good health to be able to do a 2-hour set. Now, one of the other things about Bob...
Have a good night, Bruiserker. Thanks for stopping by.
Here is Bob is big on the magic potion. Now I'm going to read you some of his quotes here, because...
Muddy says, unrelated bird update, he hates Call Sheo, bird's name, is so pissed right now. I'm sorry. Aurora Nova with 100 bits says, hey, Hannah in chat, never seen you live before. Excuse me, as I don't really use Twitch and just watch the VODs on YouTube, but my husband found a conspiracy theorist's YouTube video the other night that we think might be great for future Tinfoil stream. You should probably screen it and his channel ahead of time for possible words not allowed, though. Thank you. I always appreciate it. I'll have to check him out. I always appreciate new submissions. And I'm glad you're able to catch it live. I'm glad you guys enjoy the show. New Leviathan, thanks for 9 months. Says 9 months now. Been great content. That's a sub baby. What is this sub baby's name gonna be? This sub baby's name in honor of Bob Saget is going to be Danny Tanner.
I don't know if I can show him on the screen. He said he went to the dumbest pharmacist yesterday and asked for his booster, and he gave him a child's seat. Haha. I was mad until I sat at the table and was a foot taller. Okay, so he's talking about how he got his boost, but that's, you know, someone might read that and say, well, that's not really, you know, admitting to taking it. Well, he openly admits it. He says, please, people, I don't want to preach, but please get your Visine today. Sorry.
Yeah, you should. I'm getting my booster on Friday. Tube Man says, every day I thank the non-existent god that I get into anime in middle school, because whenever I hear Call go on these insane rants, it reminds me of my conspiracy theory-obsessed preteen self. I thank Naruto and Inuyasha for saving me from being a chud. Wow. I love anime now. Thanks, anime.
Sorry, autocorrect. I mean, magic potion. Help save eyes. Sorry.
Danny Tanner is eerily close to your real name. Do you live in a house with your brother-in-law and your friend who's a stand-up comedian that does a bad Popeye voice, and 3 daughters with an annoying neighbor in San Francisco? Is referencing a thing that exists a joke? Oh god, I've become Family Guy. I've become the thing I swore to destroy. Hydrate.
I mean, this stupid autocorrect. I mean, save lives. Right, so he's using humor and stuff, and then he has people on his podcast where he says, really love today's new episode with a doctor he had on talking so knowledgeably about the magic potion hesitancy and all of the real facts about the magic potion. So he's obviously, just like all these celebrities, conveniently are all pushing this.
It's not convenient, Call. Most people are in favor of the vaccine, and if you have a platform, it makes sense to promote it and tell people to get it. It's the same thing I do. I'm not being paid by anyone. I'm not part of a secret organization. I just recognize that it is useful, that it'll prevent you from getting sick, or if you do have a breakthrough case because of the variants, then you're going to have a much better time and have a far less likely chance of getting hospitalized or worse, killed. Please get vaccinated. It's not a conspiracy. You're just an idiot.
On everyone. All of them are. None of them are like sitting back going, hey, you know, do what you want to do. I'll worry about myself. All of them come out. They criticize those who don't take it, and they push it on people. And then there's always a connection to Freemasonry and the secret societies, and nobody says boo, right? These people just, oh, they care so much about your health, yet places like California are talking about canceling surgeries and organs, you know, all types of organ transplants for people who don't have the potion and other.
Yeah, because why would you? That's always a thing. Organs, unfortunately, are very rare, right? I would recommend, by the way, if you don't have organ donor on your driver's license, I'd recommend it. If you have, like, religious or personal reasons not to, I can't tell you otherwise. But I think it's a nice thing to do. I'm an organ donor, so if I died and anyone, you know, if there were any organs that could be used for anyone else, I hope that they get used and they are able to help someone out. But there are a limited supply of organs, and there are fewer organs than people who need them. So you get on a wait list, and you get prioritized based on a number of factors, including your health. So if you're a smoker, you are less likely to get a lung transplant or something than someone who's a non-smoker, because there's a higher chance you're going to damage those lungs. If you are an anti-vaxxer, yeah, you should be lower on the list than someone who is vaccinated, because there's a higher likelihood that you are going to waste that organ because you will die, because you're stupid, because you're very stupid, unvaccinated, and you're going to be more prone to do stupid medical things like take ivermectin, or just catch COVID and die. You should be lower on the list. Sorry. Chaos is your friend says, chance of death from COVID according to anti-vaxxers, 0.1%. Not scary. Actual chance of death from the vaccine, 0.004%. Very scary. Captain Rose, thanks for 10 months. Blackwing Hecate says, have you ever heard of the tragedy of Doug Walker the Referencer? I thought not. It's not a story BreadTube would tell. It's a chud legend.
Other countries as well, as if it's more dangerous to get this common cough and sore throat than to...
Yeah, remember when the common cold killed 800,000 people over the course of 2 years in America? Woo, crazy times.
You know.
Go fuck yourself, Call. Again, you are an idiot.
Need emergency surgery and pass from that. I mean, it's insanity, right? Then you also have other stuff with Bob. You know, you have Bob with Bill Nye saying that Bill Nye has to be a distant relative because these people are all related to one another.
He's making a joke because he's saying they look alike. They don't even honestly look that alike, but they're just making a joke. It's fine.
Right? You have Bob doing the shh with his finger over his mouth, which is another secret society symbol.
No, it's not. All librarians are in on the cabal, apparently. That's why Call doesn't read books. He doesn't want to give way to big library.
Then you have Bob even reading a book, The Devil May Dance by Jake Tapper. Now, why is this of relevance? Well, this is Jake Tapper's book about Hollywood, the history of Hollywood, which of course has everything to do with the devil. But Jake...
that's this thing is already on the symbol list. Blackwing Hecate with 390 bits says yoinketh and becomes the stream boss.
Tapper, I've exposed before, not just for being a talking head zombie on CNN, but Jake Tapper, when all this stuff blew up with Comet, Ping Pong, and Pizzagate, I did a couple of videos about Jake Tapper because I found articles where Jake Tapper was interviewed and talked about his favorite places to go, and his favorite restaurant in the whole world happened to be Comet Ping Pong.
Yeah, it's a really popular pizza place in Washington, D.C., one without a basement, by the way, despite the conspiracy theory he's referencing, hinging on it having a basement that it doesn't have. Honestly, if I ever go to Washington, D.C. again, I am going to that fucking pizza restaurant. Just because I have to, right? I make fun of conspiracy theorists so regularly, I have to go to that restaurant and try the pizza. I hope it's got orphan meat on it. I hear it's delicious and supple like human veal.
Right? And if you look at the menu over there, you could tell it's a front for something.
Call, if you're watching this video, that's what we call in the business a joke, by the way. I know you don't understand jokes, so I feel the need to point out that that is a joke. I don't want to eat human meat.
Else because the pizza looks like it came right out of a frozen section of a grocery store. I mean, you're probably better off with Celeste pizza than you are with the garbage. And I'm not saying that because of everything connected to it in James Alifantes. I mean, it doesn't take an expert to look at pizza and know what gross pizza is. But of course you...
Let's see if the pizza's gross. Comet, ping, pong, pizza. Let's take a look at their pizza. Oh. No, I think that looks okay. Menu. Oh, they don't have pictures. Do they have pictures otherwise? About, maybe? I can probably Google and get closer pictures of people eating there. No, I think that looks like a good hand-tossed pizza. Does it look like the best pizza I've ever had? Not unless the crust tastes amazing, but it looks pretty good. I think the cheese looks good. That one looks pretty boss. I like greasy pizza, though. There's more pizza. Don't know if that's from... Are those full meatballs on the pizza? No, I want pizza. Chris Broken says, it's your pilgrimage, Hannah. I guess so. Anadon Earhart, thanks for 12 months, says, wait, what happened with Peter? You'll have to watch the VOD later. It's sad. He's just losing it. Seriously, though. Now I want pizza.
You have Guy Fieri, you have Jake Tapper, you have all these celebrities
Night Naps and Mimics.
Push that place, and of course Barack Obama led it.
Altered Rin says, as far as I know, Call isn't from New York and therefore not allowed to judge whether pizza is good or not.
Them in the White House, letting James Ifontis in, which is another story.
And then H. Baird says to Altered Rin, as a Chicagoan, I object. Look, I like deep dish pizza. Deep dish pizza doesn't count as regular pizza. Do you want me to preheat the oven so you can make pizza? Yes, please. I'd appreciate it, Baha. I'm probably going to end when this video's over. Thank you.
For another day, if you're not familiar with that entire thing, that was really one of the things that I broke here on my channel back in 2016.
It's a pizza lasagna, yeah. And again, I want to reiterate, I love Chicago deep dish pizza, but in my head, it's not pizza, it's Chicago deep dish pizza. It's basically a completely different food with the same ingredients. It's kind of like how there's tacos, and there's burritos, and there's quesadillas, and they have a lot of the same ingredients, but they're different things. Chibi Hawk 420, thanks for 8 months, says, 1 more month till our love child is born. Blackwing Hecate says, as a resident of the Elm City, New Haven, I also object. Altered Rin says, if I want pizza, I'm not getting a deep dish, but I like deep dishes, and if I want a deep dish, I'll get one. That's a really good way. No one, when they say pizza, if you say pizza to 100 different people, no one is going to think of a deep dish pizza first. They think of a New York style pizza, because that is what a pizza is, generically speaking. I also like Detroit style, but again, it's not what I think of when I just think of generic pizza.
Of course, all that was taken down. They created a lot of psyops around it to deflect from it, and those videos, of course, have been removed from here, but are available on my website. So this is just something I thought was interesting with Bob. Obviously, they haven't released the cause or anything yet, but look, we already know he's potioned, so that's one thing you can think of, and we already know he's a Freemason, so we know that with these people.
Or something tragic just happened, Call. Do you think tragic things and people dying never happens? You psycho.
People, their time comes when they're called. That's how it works. And I hate to even say Freemason because they're in the occult. That's what they're in. Right? And he's wearing the fez. He's showing you he's wearing the fez.
It's his dad's fez.
He admits his father's 32-degree Freemason and a Shriner. And again, like I said before, don't fall for this stuff. These guys are in your local town. They show up at parades, asking for donations. They go to hospitals. What do you think they're so fascinated with going to the children's hospitals for?
Oh, you fucker. How dare you fucking insinuate that shit? They're going to help the kids, you piece of absolute dog shit. How do you wake up in the morning and not feel disgusted at yourself? I hate this man. I hate this man with a passion. Really? Call is so bereft of sympathy and the ability to care for others that he legitimately cannot understand someone who does something to help children. All he knows how to do is to fucking rant on the internet. He cannot imagine the mindset of a human being who goes somewhere and actually helps someone. So he has to imagine it's some ulterior evil motive, because he would never do it because he's a selfish sack of crap. H-Bread says, I feel the need to explain. Deep dish isn't the only pizza in Chicagoland. There's also a type of thin crust that's made there, which, while round, is cut into squares instead of slices. That might be very good. I haven't had it.
Huh? Because who would look Who would be suspicious of, oh, they go and they donate money and help out the children's house? Oh, yeah? So they wouldn't be suspicious that anything might be going on there with their, right? I can't say more than that, but let's be realistic, okay? Let's be realistic. So for Bob to find this, to post a picture with him with the hat on, you know, there's also certain rules with Freemasonry and secret societies that you can't impersonate a Freemason. It's like, I don't even know if it's a real crime. I remember I did a video on it many years ago.
It's not a... Call, it is not a crime to impersonate a Freemason.
Because somebody pretended to be a Mason to cops, and it was somehow they got arrested or something like that. But, you know, if Bob wasn't a part of it.
I would imagine it was for something else they did, because it is not illegal to put on a Freemason outfit. It can be illegal to lie to the cops. Was it that?
I don't think they'd be letting Bob wear the hat and, you know, put it on his Instagram.
They have no authority over him. He's not a member.
Account, because that's how...
In Saginaw, there's a pizzeria on Center Road that has thin crust square slice pizza. Do you remember the name of it?
They operate. They like to be hush-hush. They don't like this stuff, you know, really being out there. But, you know, Bob admits to his father being a 32nd degree Mason, which probably means he's really a 33rd degree Mason, or at the very least an honorary 33rd degree Mason.
What? He wasn't. He was 32.
And like I said earlier, you got the magic potion connection and everything else. So Bob Saget, if other stuff comes out, like with some of the same...
Most people have gotten the vaccine in the United States. You're in the minority. Please get it. I'd like to continue making fun of you for the next however many years. And if you don't get vaccinated, there's a high chance I won't have the opportunity. B&C Pizza near M46. That sounds familiar. Have I eaten there? Hold on. I don't live in Saginaw anymore, but I used to. B&C Pizza. Have I eaten there, actually? I don't know. Next time I'm in Saginaw, maybe I'll have to check them out. Maybe not next time, because I'll be doing D&D, but sometime maybe.
That came out where...
Next time I hang out with Jake or something.
You know, the story was like they put something around their neck and, you know, did something to themselves. We'll see if that's the narrative that they take. But 65 years old, just not waking up, it'll be interesting how... Because what they do is they'll come out with... I guarantee you they'll come out with stories and say, it had nothing to do with the potion.
Because it didn't. Call. Why would it? There is no evidence that vaccinations are dangerous. There is zero evidence that they are dangerous. Stop lying.
Because that's what they do when they start, like, they do listen.
Isn't Saginaw the birthplace of the Bible Reloaded? It is.
Listen to channels like mine.
Well, technically no, actually. We moved to Saginaw later, but we grew up in a town called Hemlock, or Merrill. We lived down the street from each other. The Hemlock and Merrill are very close. So the actual town we kind of went to was Hemlock, but our houses were actually in Merrill. So that's where TBR was born.
Doesn't mean that I'm important or anything like that, but they, you know, you'll see some of these articles out there and you're like, why are they even bringing attention to it? Because they're stupid. And they bring attention to these things to deflect, but in reality, they're bringing more attention to something that only gets 20 to 30,000 views from me or another truther out there or many other truthers out there, and they deflect off of it, like Hank Aaron and like many of these other celebrities who were supporting this and then just magically went away. They had the same narrative with Betty White. The stories came out.
Betty White was 99 years old and 2 weeks away from her 100th birthday.
Betty White didn't pass because of that. This is why. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's fucking old! Call, how dumb are you?
This is somebody who was very active in trying to push this on people, and somebody who obviously is very well connected to the secret societies, like all of them are. So I just wanted to do that and cover it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I know a lot of people said it comes in threes. We did have another, you know, quick what do you call it? Case of the threes or whatever.
Call. What do you not understand? There are always celebrity deaths. You could group them into any arbitrary number. So you could say, oh, it's 3, or you could say it's 4, and you just include the next one, or the previous one, or 5, or 6, or whatever. You are arbitrarily counting by 3s. That's why you see it in 3s, you moron.
If you want to call it, with the passing, Sinead O'Connor's son passed, and then we had Sydney.
Sinead O'Connor's son? You consider that a... What?
I think his last name is Poitier.
Sidney Poitier.
Who passed away as well at 94.
Oh, wow, and 94-year-olds never die. Do you think Call at any point listens to himself and goes, this is a stretch even for me, or is there no lengths to which he will not go to come up with some crazy fucking theory?
All happening within within 24 hours of each other, along with Bob Saget. So this is how it all works. It always happens in 3s. But you let me know what you think. A reminder, check out the website at callfornuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. And also, please sub to my other channels. I have both of them linked below. I'm uploading videos to my old original channel as well, as it's up for re-review. Maybe we can, God willing, get that channel up and functioning again and unshadow banned. We'll see. So it can reach more people. But just make sure you sub to them if you can. I appreciate all of you greatly. Hope to see you on the website as well. God bless all of you and your families.
What a lunatic. So that's what Call's been up to. He's been doing a lot of videos again. He recently did a video on Disney trying to do like a virtual Disneyland or something. But, you know. Oh, he uploaded another one 2 hours ago. Yikes.
If you've at some
Hell hands them out. I don't need to pump their ego here. I don't know if it's a guy or girl. We post a lot of great stuff on the website. It is something I've been talking about for years, and it is now happening just like I said it would happen. I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back, because this is the horror of all horrors. And this is why I've been covering these TV shows, normalizing children in adult roles. And I've been talking about how they were going to use science to brainwash people, and people were like, they'll never convince people of that. Oh yeah, look what they've convinced people.
Okay, we'll save this for another stream. Let's see who we're gonna raid. Thanks everyone so much for coming to the stream. I had a lot of fun today, other than the Peter bit. That was pretty sad. Let us see who we shall raid. Make sure if you liked what you saw, give me a follow. I'm here almost every day. I do Tinfoil Tuesdays every Tuesday, and we do Conspiracy randomly throughout the week when I'm feeling it sometimes too. I do Chud Watch, where I look at weird right-wing nonsense that has a lot of crossover with the conspiracy stuff. Tim Pool wishing for civil war and all sorts of weird stuff. If you want to support the show, you can do so on Patreon, patreon.com/HannahReloaded. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/HannahReloaded. I'm working on getting to 15,000 subscribers. I'm at about 14,400 right now. So if you haven't subscribed there already, give it a check out. It's also where you can get my entire backlog. Hours and hours of content. You wouldn't believe it. Literally, we sat down and calculated it like a couple months ago. It would take 60 straight days or so watching 24 hours a day in order to get through my entire backlog of streams. So go check it out. And also stream clips. So if you just want 20, 30, an hour-long segments from the show instead of watching the whole stream, that's over there as well. And they're all categorized into like conspiracies, Chud Watch, sovereign citizens. It's all categorized, so it's easy to find whatever's your favorite kind of content. So go check it out. Oh god, what's Commentikit doing?
It's a blue light. Blue light, yeah.
It's Big Money Salvia. I didn't even remember he had a Twitch. Let's raid Big Money Salvia. I have no idea what he's doing, so I can't say I necessarily endorse anything he does, but I found him funny. Alright. Have a good night, everyone. I will see you on the flip side. The flip side being tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow to do a stream. See you guys.
I've done that. That does not end well.